Hello, one and all. Welcome back to MIRRORMOURN. It has been just a little while, but we have returned. And we're all pretty excited, and we have a lot of anticipation, and there's all kinds of stuff going on in this campaign. So, let's run through the characters in anti-alphabetical order like usual. Go ahead, guys.
Hello everyone, I'm Warsor and I play Walykos, the level 6 half-elf ranger.
And I play the Vapor, the Magus Wild Magic Sorcerer.
I'm Nick. I play the swashbuckling rogue Adriel Mantavel.
And I'm Adam, and I'm playing Aygir, the Armorer Artificer, who's a Hobgoblin and level 6.
And if only your race began with the letter A, you would just be all A's all the way through. And I am your game master as usual, Esper. Gosh, there's so much that we could cover. What's the quickest way I can summarize this? Tensions have been building and building and building in this campaign. It seems like one of the old giant lords, or you know by now, he's been plotting for decades now to retake the city of Barnacle, which is an elven city, used to be a giant city. And your party, collectively known as the Vanguard, has been exploring all kinds of different avenues and nooks and crannies and locations and trying to piece together what is this plan, what is going to happen. There's a lot of social and political turmoil and tension, and it seems like something is about to go boom, either figuratively and or literally. You do know that those allies that are kind of hiding in Barnacle, or behind their public personas, they are his allies in secret. You do know that they have been creating, perhaps even stockpiling, an alchemical substance called crackle powder, and when it mixes with this other alchemical substance known as brine star, the whole thing erupts, it explodes. It's extremely volatile. So you haven't quite found yet where have they been making this, where have they been storing this, have they been sending it somewhere. So you've been trailing this brewing situation. Meanwhile, you have your own personal stories going on, and meanwhile there's like the two kind of facets of Barnacle, the two social sides that have been building in tension and conflict, and you've confirmed that it's actually Bale Vonder's machinations that has been engineering this social strife. Not that there's no conflict otherwise, but he's really stoked the fires. So the last scene was at night. Walykos interacted with a deity called the White Raven, but actually she said something that caught your attention, and probably as you're coming back more to your senses now, you're starting to realize even more. So the White Raven's proper name is Utsira, and the gods of MIRRORMOURN are actually like just powerful beings that are in the world. They're like local deities, and Utsira is way to the east on the mainland called Ter Morgana. So it's been this question of, how is the White Raven here in Haven Isle, in Barnacle? And there's something stays with you about that interaction you just had, where the White Raven that you spoke to seemed to indicate that she was Avasira, the daughter of the White Raven. So, but there's still a question, why is she here? There's probably something with Duncan Mantavale, because that was when you first saw the White Raven, was that incident with the kind of fiendish cult orgy thing, and then then the White Raven came and he said he'd been praying, trying to repent. So you come out of this like sleepwalking trance, and this has all left quite an impression on you. Adriel is sleeping nearby. Aygir is... Are you also here, Aygir? I think you are.
Yeah, he was, because we all went back here to talk
Yes.
with Arachno, who we also met.
Yes,
last time.
yes, that's right. And then Vapor, you're also here too, aren't you?
Wait, is this our
Or-
home? Like,
or
Walykos'
did
If
home?
it's
Adriel-
at the
Yeah,
rookery,
yeah.
no, Vapor would not be
No.
there.
If
Yeah, that's
if
right,
It was our
Adriel-
home, yeah, Adriel.
Yeah,
would not
Adriel
have- yeah.
like banned Vapor. Yeah, that's true. Okay,
Yeah,
so
the only
Vapor.
reason he was at the rookery was for the meeting. Afterwards, he would have left.
Okay, so
Afterwards,
Vapor's not
Adriel's
there.
just like, get out of my house.
Are you at your like apartment in Klingstead, or are you at the Arcane Sanctum, Vapor?
He is at the Arcane Sanctum.
Okay, so you're underground at your commandeered Arcane Sanctum. So that's where we left off. If there's something important, meaningful, something that you all want to do right now, we can continue with the remainder of this night. If not, we can cut to the next thing.
I would like to ban Vapor from Barnacle.
Okay, so we're cutting to the next day. You all get a lot of rest. You were up very late again last night, and you wake up the next day, and you and some of the main like soldiers and knights of the city are like on a constant search and lookout for what is going on with the situation here in Barnacle. So you probably wake up with like that foremost in your mind. You probably don't want to waste any time. I imagine your characters are, let's eat, let's take care of our necessities, and get geared up and get back onto following our plan. There is one noticeable thing that I should mention, and it's actually with Vapor. You wake up, Vapor, and you feel great. And those worries and those anxieties and that like compulsive need to be around Adriel, your good luck bringer, it's all gone.
So Esper, I actually rolled just for like a will save to see how bad that was going. So,
Okay.
Wow. So that roll has nothing to do anymore. So I'm just gonna say that was a wild magic surge.
So yeah, you sleep deeply and profoundly, and when you wake up, you just feel refreshed and great.
I just had to suffer
And it's
for
just
that
like a
for
bad
week.
dream that's over.
Okay. With that feeling gone, he's still gonna take wait for me getting the names right. Duncan and Crispin down to take a look at that stone,
Sure.
just to see if they can figure out something else.
Very well. So, let's see. We've got some different things going on. There's Vapor, who's going to bring down Duncan Mantevale, the Master of Rituals, and Crispin Hollows, his counterpart, the Tower Wizard of House Mantevale, Adriel's house. Adriel, you have a private, or personal, I should say, a personal invitation to attend a dinner at House Honeybeak in Strong Castle.
This would be the next day, right? Tomorrow, or is it tonight?
I think it is the following evening, not this evening, but the following evening.
Okay, so tomorrow. Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
And
I just wanted to
then
make sure.
what else? You guys tell me, what else are your immediate objectives? Continuing
Can I just
to
ask one thing? Do we know what Vapor's doing? Did he tell us with taking Duncan and...
Yes, he did mention it the night before he left. He wanted to make sure it was okay with you guys, and as far as I remember, you guys said it was fine. Because he just said he was...
I don't remember the conversation, I'll say. I'm a little bit hesitant to... I thought that was supposed to be like our secret base.
Well, that's why he asked you guys, and he said all he wanted was bring Duncan and Chris... No, wasn't Chris.
Is everyone okay with this? Like, everyone, the other players?
I would
Character.
discuss it with Walykos. I don't know if we want to roleplay it. Adriel wouldn't necessarily be against it, but he wants to make sure Walykos is also okay with it. Like he wouldn't.
Is very hesitant. He just has
Yeah.
like, I like them, but why do they need to go down here again? What are we gaining?
the reason Vapor was going to take them was because he had that where it's no longer affecting him, but where he was seeing
Yeah.
Adriel as this good luck charm, and so he wanted this.
It's no longer.
And whenever he
valid?
was away from me, he had this feeling of bad luck was always going to happen.
Have you let us know in character that this effect is not affecting you anymore?
No, because we're separate. So we.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I thought. Okay. Well, I feel like the night before we never had this conversation. I don't think because I don't.
We
recall
did.
It.
I remember having the conversation because Vapor laid it out, and it's like, hey, I want to take them down to take a look at the stone because this is when it started happening.
So
when we were
here's
around the
what
stone.
I'm imagining. Your party this morning has regrouped. You're in the Storm Tower district, just not literally inside the rookery, and you all are talking about this. And some of them are like, we don't remember this, and we were so tired, and so much happened last night. And there's
Feels like it's been months.
there's not a complete consensus on bringing people down into your secret lair.
Yeah, I'm not for.
And Vapor, it's gone. It literally feels like you just woke up from a bad dream and you feel like yourself again. Duncan Mantevale had said, "Oh, your mind is cracking. You're under too much pressure and stress, and your mind just won't be able to take it too much longer." And then here you are, and whatever influence was on you feels to have passed.
That or you finally cracked completely, and now you're crazy.
So I'm currently holding back several lightning spells to destroy everyone as we speak.
Are you gonna let us know about this like new Vapor
Yeah, Vapor.
He would. I would say he would, and he still would like them to take a look at that stone and get another, because he believes whatever caused this effect.
Adriel will speak up. He'll say, "Well, Vapor, if the affliction is no longer on you, I don't see a need to send my grandfather and Crispin Hollows down to our base."
Perhaps they were consent to being blindfolded. No.
I mean,
I don't think they need to be down there anyway. There's no reason for them to be in our base if
Yeah,
I
should
should
go
rather they
something-
not.
what if they got cursed like you did, Vapor? Or worse, what if another starfish thing came and killed them? We
Very
need
well.
them. Yeah.
All right, so maybe that's to be determined later thing, since it seems like the immediate necessity or immediate importance of it has calmed down. If anyone wants to make an Arcana check, you can, to try to speculate upon why Vapor feels better.
No,
No,
I don't
I'm
think
good.
Adriel would
Vapor
have.
will.
Okay.
Okay.
How's a 21?
Okay. So there are different mind influencing forces out there. They're usually supernatural things. Not always, but there are a lot of them that are supernatural. And there are different degrees of that. Some are very acute, but short lasting. Others aren't quite as profoundly detrimental, but they're longer lasting. Others can stay with you indefinitely. There are various forms of madness, we could say. So you're suspecting that this strange stone from who knows where, you think it actually laid hold of your mind with a madness for a time, but you think that it's really just run its course. It was kind of a long-term madness, but not a permanent one.
Okay. So
you
believes
think that
the
you've just
curse-
naturally overcome it, and it's just run its course the way, say, an illness. You might overcome an illness or an injury.
Okay.
Did we, Esper, forgive me, it's been a month or so. Arachno was going to investigate things and get back to us, I think.
Okay, so let's talk about this storehouse.
Yeah.
You all, the Vanguard and Arachno, have both confirmed there is this storehouse in the Shackle Downs where where Zelex was going. Zelex is like this lieutenant of Baelvander or high-ranking ally of Baelvander.
Oh, I remember something
But
that I
there's-
was gonna do.
But
Oh,
Arachno said he hasn't noticed any major activity going on there for any amount of time. He's only been able to confirm that Zelex was going there from time to time
Right.
up until, I don't know, say a few months ago. Arachno has not gone inside the storehouse, though. Neither have you all. Walykos, I think, was the most interested or the most adamant to go search it out. Arachno was worried that there'd be traps, and Walykos is saying, well, maybe there's
Right.
underground tunnels. That's why you're not seeing anybody.
And that though the time he said, the timeline he gave for when the particular activity was happening when Zelex was going there, that did line up with
The
what we
smuggling.
understood about the shipment. Yeah.
It did, yes. Walykos knows Zelex, not on a what would I say, like an intimate
Personal,
basis. You know,
yeah.
he wasn't like a good friend of yours when you were at Baelvander's lair as an apprentice, but you certainly had some interactions with him. He was a figure that was there. He wore these boots that were kind of like these platformy, like steel boots, like armor, like that you would normally associate with being part of a suit of armor. And he wore this masked helm, and he had this long flowing cloak. And you remember hearing his footsteps. They were very heavy or loud
Clanky.
footsteps,
Yeah, I
clanky,
remember that.
and he was not very bulky. So you're thinking he was an elf. But even wearing these like tall platform boots, he still was not very tall. Like maybe of average height while wearing these platform boots.
He's got a little Napoleon complex. It's fine.
Yeah, was not a large fellow, but very commanding. Very commanding presence, and
Yeah.
I don't know. You never saw him engage in battle, but the idea that you have is that he's powerful.
Yes, and I think the plan originally, before we talked to Arachno, was I could describe some of his mask or items well enough that locate object or locate person could try to detect him.
Right.
Was what our plan was.
Right.
But Arachno saying no, the warehouse is too risky, don't do it. Arachno's basically poo-pooing our lead. But it's really
Though at the
our
end of your interaction, I think you basically convinced Arachno that it needs to get investigated.
Yeah,
and,
we do. We
Yeah,
do.
and
Right.
I think by
He
the end
didn't
of
have
that interaction, you got him to see reason, and he said, "Okay."
Now,
Right.
I
He didn't have
thought
better
what was going to
lead.
happen was he was saying, "You guys are too loud. Let me go in and scout it."
Yes,
That is what he said.
Yes, I think that was a big concern of his.
I'm fine with giving him one day, but time is of the essence. So during that day, we need to do other things. But I don't know what leads we have.
So I don't know that we let him in there without us being close by. I think that
I think
that risks so much chance of him getting caught and exposing the
true.
whole thing, so that we can't then. So I think we kind of have to make this one excursion.
Yeah.
We have to send him in first, maybe, but then be prepared to follow.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
okay
think
with
we
that.
like Walykos said, I don't think that we have any other lead. Like this is our only thing that we can do at the moment.
Okay. So, do you all want to meet with Arachno, or just some of you? Do you want to meet during daylight or at nighttime?
Whatever time we decided to kind of go
It's
into
a
the
new day.
warehouse.
Yeah, let's do it. I think night makes the most sense, but
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, during the day, it seemed like you all were standing out at the Shackle Downs. It was clear that you guys were not from around there. And it seems like some people even recognized that you were Vanguard members, or a couple of you were. So, you arranged with Arachno that you're going to meet him there at nighttime. The news of the day, so that's like objective we got. And then we've got the news of the day. The breaking news of the day that you all receive, and the news is, filtering through the city. The Merocrats have called for a city discourse. Yet again, another one. A meeting of Merocrat and House Drakestone, the two major sides of the city. This is an urgent city discourse that has been called. It's going to be taking place tomorrow day.
Sounds like a great place to
That's
blow
right.
people up.
Exactly. I remember that now, actually, because that's. I remember something about that because we had identified that there actually was an upcoming clear target, and thus we had an idea of like if this plot's going to happen soon, it's probably going to happen there and then.
Where is that happening, Esper?
There's a specific location where it happens at. There's like a square, a meeting point that is just west of the port district, just west of Haven's Port.
Wait,
so
they're
it's kind of
doing it
like
out in
this,
the
like a
open?
barrier, not the barrier, border, the border between what you might consider Merocrat territory and Drakestone territory.
But they're doing it out in the open in like the public street.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a public city discourse.
that is stupid. I
Well,
hate
do you-
to.
Yeah, well,
disparage
what does
our leadership.
Walykos do? You think it's a terrible idea? Do you send?
It's
Word?
not
Yeah,
stupid.
let's go
It's
ahead.
not stupid at all for their point of view. You know, they think they're the only two games in town, that they have complete
No, they
control over
don't.
their.
No, they don't.
Side.
We told the Duke all about what
we-
was going on, and he did know.
Wouldn't it
I
be
mean, he
better for-
kinda-
wouldn't
Well,
it be better for
He might,
them
he might
to-
be dismissing it, but anyway.
Yeah, I'll
I
look to
doubt
Walykos and say it's kind of strange that they're doing it out in the open. Wouldn't it be better to do it, inside
In
where
a
it's
closed
safe?
building where you don't get sniped or something.
Yeah, last time they did something similar. The
Someone
Duke
stabbed
got,
someone. Yeah.
yeah, someone got stabbed. There was a mob.
There was an
the Duke
assassination
had-
attempt against the Duke, and
Yeah.
this person threw a poison dart
That-
that hit him
yeah.
and poisoned him severely. He nearly died.
Yeah.
And
That-
Sir Pin Drakestone, who was like the Knight of Barnacle, like just cut this guy in half.
Perhaps
Here's
we
what I
should.
propose.
I think that we should meet up with them and let them know our concerns and see what's going on.
Yes. So during the day of today, we should go talk to Seneschal Crane's.
Crane
what's
Wellings?
his name? Yeah, Crane Wellings, and make sure that the Duke doesn't actually plan to attend this, or like they know this is a trap. Like this is such an obvious, out in the open. What do the Merocrats have to lose? Not as much as the Duke and the ones in charge.
Okay.
Especially if the Merocrats are
So,
complicit.
you guys are at a point now where you can get an emergency audience with almost anyone aligned
Oh,
with
yeah.
House Drakestone. So
We would
you can
need
speak
to,
to
yeah.
Seneschal Wellings. You can speak to the captain of the guard, Sources Flay. You could probably go speak to the Duke himself if
We
you
could
I think
speak-
sources.
if you say this is urgent right now. So
I think the captain of the
so
guard.
who
would be
do you
enough.
want to speak to?
I was going to say Seneschal Wellings. Crane
Oh,
Wellings.
I was thinking just sources play. Like if he's probably like managing like all the security and. I
He's
mean,
not a knight. He's a guard captain. I think we need to
That's true.
take this higher.
that's true. Yeah, we can go to the night.
Okay,
and he
so
might have more power.
you have an audience with Seneschal Crane Wellings at Longkeep. Within maybe the hour, maybe within 2 hours, and he sits down with you in his meeting chamber, richly appointed meeting chamber, and he's all dressed up in finery as though he might have to go do something very official any moment now, like this. Well, I've hastened to meet with you. Thank you all for waiting. There's a lot happening at the moment.
We've heard.
But I heard that you have something pressing, so please let me know, and then I have something that I should probably let you know about.
Perfect. Seneschal Crane Wellings, we come to you because we've heard the news that the Merocrats are calling for a meeting with the Duke at a public.
Yes,
place.
yes, there was an invitation sent by Porcelina Marine herself, inviting the Duke to seek peace and end to hostilities in Barnacle.
Do you think that it's best to do this in the open though? Why not behind closed doors where it's safer? I mean, you saw what happened last time. Seems unwise.
Well, we've thought about this a great deal. Given what happened with Mark and Oxivi, we are very, very concerned if something were to happen in private. we might be implicated in something far worse than merely, and I don't mean to use that word lightly, than merely the death of a port inspector.
I understand your concern, but
We would like it to be in the public eye so that we can eliminate the risk of accusations and an outright civil war.
That is a political reason that I understand, but there is such a great risk to this. I think there will be an assassination attempt.
There's definitely going to be one. I mean, if they didn't do it, this is the perfect time to do it.
Heck, whoever is behind all this, and by behind all this, I mean the death of Oxivi and
Yes.
who he was working for, they would benefit from killing both sides. It doesn't even matter if they kill one of you, if they kill both of you. If blood is shed in that square, blood will run in the streets of the city.
I
don't
understand.
mean to-
We are making preparations to have the Duke well protected. And
I'm sure that
he
you
has
made just this.
he will be out of it with a breastplate and helm. You must understand that the Sea Queen herself is seeking peace. The letter that she wrote to the Duke, I read myself. I do not doubt her sincerity. What she wants,
do
we
I.
want as well. We do not agree on everything, but we can agree that we want the rioting to cease.
Do not misunderstand.
I do
me.
not mean to disrupt the sanctity of anyone's graceful presence, Your Excellency, but a breastplate and a helmet is not going to help you against what we think will be used at this event.
But
If she is seeking peace and you are seeking peace, then behind closed doors, why would anything happen unless you suspect someone within your own party?
No. I think we're
Well,
missing
we've
the
already
point.
had many discussions about the difficulties of trust at a time like this. Let us not belabor that point.
I think we're missing the main point, which is that I do believe her, that she wants peace. I think you want peace as, like, both of you are not the enemy. And that's why it's important that you meet. But I think that this meeting is going to be abused by the enemy if you are to set it up. I think that you should secretly communicate with her and make her aware that there is someone else, at play here.
Yes.
If she is not aware.
Yes.
Yes, and try.
I
to
don't
come to
know if
some-
she is aware of the Bale Vonda, the Bale, the giant.
She has to have some information. She can't rule the merocrats and be completely ignorant. of what's going
everyone
Oh,
everyone has
sort of a figurehead
informants.
ruler, but I take your point. Okay, so out of character, do you all want to tell him about the potential
Yes.
alchemical reserves?
I thought that we had,
That's-
but let's do it.
I
That's
thought he
what I
already
was
knew.
kinda
Yeah.
angry at.
When you had that
yeah.
big meeting with the Duke, you guys hadn't quite pieced things together yet, and it was
I
still
think
a
you're
little. It was still a little
I
rudimentary
see.
and vague.
Oh yeah, we should tell him then.
All right, so
because
you
that would
you
yeah.
inform him that there are likely a stockpile of alchemical substances that can create highly volatile explosions. You don't know where they're at. You don't know if they're being stored under this storehouse, at some other location, dispersed throughout the city, under Long Keep itself. You don't know, but you do know
Working on it.
that they need to physically come into contact with each other.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have it on very good authority from a knowledgeable source, Connor Spindle, I'm sure you know him, that these two things, when mixed together, it would be the death of both of you. It's not a matter of one side, another side. Peace.
Are you telling me that these alchemical explosives have been deposited beneath the meeting square, and that they will be erupted, killing all of the leaders of both sides?
We
That is
cannot
a
say that we know
possibility,
that.
but we
But
do
yes.
not know. We think it's too much
All
of a
we-
risk to not warn you and the Duke that
All we're saying is that we have suspicions and that there is a possibility of a very devastating attack on
I see.
either your side, their side, or both
Well,
imagine
sides.
just for example, imagine if there was a banquet and you knew that an assassin was in the banquet with a poison dagger. Even if you don't know where or when he's going to strike, you know he has that poison dagger.
Yes.
He is somewhere in the banquet,
Yes.
somewhere in the scene.
Okay,
And I think what Walykos is
I
saying is
dearly
don't have the
appreciate this
banquet.
information. It is very valuable and is highly concerning. I'm going to be relaying this to the Duke and the others of our council. We will be we'll come up with some sort of response to Porcelina. Let us see if we can
Honestly,
find a third option that is not
Perhaps
just a small private meeting in our castle, not in the open public, somewhere that the enemy wouldn't guess, that wouldn't
you
have
can even
foreknowledge
just-
or an ability to prepare an attack.
If you
Perhaps
just
it would-
delay your public meeting by a few days, meet in private and
Yes,
discuss.
maybe we
what
can
you
have
wish.
maybe a certain group of representatives of the Merocrat and even some select individuals. It could be a
Perhaps-
smaller scale meeting.
Perhaps it would also be best to, and I'm willing to take advice from my party members as well, the Vanguard, perhaps it'd be best to tell the Queen about the potential bombings as well, see how she responds, because I don't think that
Yes.
she would want this to happen as well.
May I make a suggestion? My suggestion is don't publicly cancel this until the last moment. We could go to the square. Let's say that they only just started setting this up, because they didn't know where the meeting was. But if they did know where the meeting was, I would want to know who suggested the location, because it's either the Queen of the Merocrats or one of her underlings that set this up as a location.
It could very well be innocent, though. We have no reason to suspect that
It could-
someone in either
it-
organization is a spy.
But that's why we shouldn't cancel it, because
Yes.
if they start preparing this to bomb, we can go there and catch
Yes.
them
Yes.
before it all happens.
Let them think that the meeting is still happening, and as Walykos said, only cancel, well, if we find anything, or if we don't find anything, still cancel, but do it at the last moment so that if they are planning
Mutually,
something,
both sides
Yes.
should say, we have had to reschedule this, at the last moment.
yes, it should be an agreement on both sides, not just one. But don't change the meeting place like Walykos said until the end or until the last moment.
Just a suggestion.
So, yes, I will be taking this up, you rest assured, with the Duke and our council, and we will carefully and tactfully find a way to make a better arrangement for this peace talk. Now, there's something else that I'd like to speak with you. And at this moment, the door to the room opens, and Sorcerer Flay is there.
No one invited you.
I'm sorry to intrude. I have pressing matter that concerns you all. Vanguard, I'm glad that you're here. This saves me time.
All right.
Yes, Sorceress, please enter. Sorceress comes in, takes his helmet off. I have word that a ship has gone missing. The ship, it's a warship, Haven Shield. It had recently resupplied and taken on soldiers, and was headed back to Holmesgate. It did not arrive at Holmesgate. I'm gonna drop an image in our Discord for you guys, and then people who are watching on the stream can see the map here. Yep. Okay. And then our Discord.
Out of character, like there something's happening tonight or tomorrow. There's a lot of things going on that shouldn't be happening right now. Like,
so
this is like,
if everyone can see the map there.
Yeah.
So Haven Isle is this large island. It's kind of a small nation, but it's a large island, right? And then it has its own coastal waters. And then there's what's called the Obsidian Barrier. These massive, like, mountains of obsidian, essentially, that surround that. And then beyond that is the Sea of Lava. Holmesgate is where it's basically... It is a gate. It literally is a gate there's a certain kind of ship called a fire galleon that they can sail on the Sea of Lava, and they come in there through the fiery channel, and they can either pass through Holmes Gate, or they can offload some goods, and then other ships take it on to Barnacle, or maybe up to Plethoris, the larger city in the Mushroom Forest. So that's what he's talking about with Holmes Gate. It's this. It originally was a giant structure. Now the elves run it. House Drakestone administrates it. So it literally is a fortress there that is the gate between the waters, the coastal waters of Haven Isle, and the fiery channel leading to the Sea of Lava. So that's the reference. The warship Haven Shield was on its way back to Holmes Gate, but did not arrive. I have word that a scout ship from Holmes Gate went looking for it. They spotted an unidentified flying creature at Tastanietsat. Tastanietsat is a ruin. It's an old giant ruin. You'll see it there just east of Barnacle. It was like a ocean fortress of the giants that once ruled this nation, and it was destroyed, partially destroyed during the Elven War, the siege where the elves took this island and cast down the giants. So it's never been rebuilt. Some of the structures still stand, but it's damaged. It's a ruin.
Where was this UFO flying towards?
There was some sort of flying creature at Tastanietsat. It was not a kite sail.
Okay.
We have word that it was greenish in color, glinted in the sunlight. A winged creature.
Was it flying towards Barnacle or
No. The report said that it went within the ruins of Tastanietsat.
Okay. So, what is the thought? It attacked the ship?
That's the thought. That's the suspicion.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to be speaking with the Duke, and I'm certain he is going to want to do something about this.
Well, if we can help in some way, let us know. It's probably going to take more time to get that handled, though. Hopefully we can deal with this situation in the city. If we can find these barrels of explosive and neutralize them, I would feel a lot more comfortable turning our attention to other threats.
Yes, I think the explosives are the main threat at the moment that we need to handle and deal with.
Because this could be completely unrelated. It could be some wild monster that has been, nesting at that place and is finally ready to.
Yes, it's quite unfortunate that the ship is gone, but
it is not known that anything has layered at Tastanietsat. It could be a new thing that has taken up layer there. Well, Crane, that is what I have to report. I'm going on to the Duke. Will you be accompanying me?
We can. We
yes.
have time.
I suppose I should. You all, if you have time, please. That would be prudent.
We can answer his questions.
I must attend to my gardens.
Okay, so you all, things are getting organized. They give you food. You get like a luncheon here, and you'll be speaking with the Duke and some of the council shortly here. It's going to be Duke Ormond Drakestone, his wife, the Duchess Avon, Penn Drakestone, that's the Duke's younger brother. He's like in his early 60s, and he is considered to be the finest knight in all of Barnacle. Crane Wellings will be there. Let's see, who else is going to be there? Probably a couple other knights for security purposes. Sources Flay, of course. Okay, so
is my cousin there?
Yeah, Varric Mantevale will be there, along with Rigby and Keon Brackenbluff and Reynard Haven Ward. So some of the fine knights of Barnacle will be there. Do you all? So you all have, there's this luncheon. You'll probably have an hour or two. Anything you want to do during that time frame?
I think I'm good. I was debating like maybe writing a letter to the dinner people, but I can do that later if I need to. So I'm good right now.
Aygir, if he has access to, and this doesn't need to actually be like role played out, is going to just be looking at some maps of the city and maybe looking at potential locations that seem like they would be places to stash explosives, or potential, ways in and around the meeting location of the Duke and Porcelina, just to see, where would likely be the most specific place where something like this would be put.
So you're looking at the maps, and you've also been to that meeting plaza yourself. Well, if someone's going to be putting down like a stockpile, we're thinking it's, what is it, in boxes or crates or barrels or something, like sacks. Seems like it need to be in a container. It's a powder. Pots, jars. So you would be looking out for something like that. And you would think they'd have to be out in the open, because if they're like underground, if someone put them under flagstone or whatnot, how are they going to get accessed? Again, there are these constant suspicions like, well, maybe secret underground tunnels. Okay, I guess that could be, but that seems like a lot of work would go into that, and someone would notice that somebody was tunneling, so at a location like that. But yeah, we can say that you're brushing up on your knowledge of that.
And actually, just two really
city.
quick questions. So the two things are crackle powder, and what's the second thing called? It's called
Brine Star.
Brine Star. That's
Brine
it.
Star. Yeah.
Right. And then the other one.
Crackle powder is a powder, and then Brine Star is not a powder. It's more sappy.
Sticky liquid. So then, the second question, really quick. So we do suspect the ship was destroyed, but however, we don't know it was necessarily destroyed. Is that meeting place near the water?
No. The city discourse?
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Nope. It's just west of Havensport before you hit, I forget what the very next district would be, but it's basically like right on the borderline between what, in simplified terms, we might call Merocrat turf and Drakestone turf.
All right. It's just, not that would be the case. That's a pretty wild thought, but we're sure that it wasn't the ship that was stolen to be used as like a bomb and be like, sailed up to the place and then had the stuff on it. But okay. All right.
As for myself, actually, for the hour, I think I'll just chat with my cousin. Again, we don't have to role play, just like catching up, maybe apologizing for that one night, just hashing things out, chatting, catching up, all that good stuff, joking. So
you speak with your cousin Varric, who is also Duncan is also his grandfather too. And,
I'm a knight now too.
Look at you, just rising up through the ranks. Though you're not a real knight unless you've got this. And he taps on his breastplate, and he's got this helmet on too. He taps the helmet. He's got a nice helmet too. It's really nice. It's got like the slatted visor that comes down and this big red plume, like this voluminous plume.
I'll joke with him. I'll say, if only your swordplay was as flashy as your armor.
Aygir, not noticing this, not knowing this, in a nearby room, completely unrelated, is just like casually raising and lowering his well-oiled, incredibly masterfully crafted visor and flexing his superly incredible little articulated gauntlets that are just so nice.
Yeah, and after I say that, I'll say, you see, cousin, I don't need any shiny helmet or heavy metal armor. I just need this blade and some light clothing. And I'm joking with him, obviously, like I'm not intentionally trying to insult him.
Well, if we weren't at the moment that we are at, I would challenge you to a duel. But I wouldn't want to risk lopping one of your arms off right now. We need you.
I'll say, I'll have to take you up on that, cousin. Maybe after all this nonsense is over, we can have a friendly duel at one point.
I look forward to it. All rise for the Duke, His Honorable Ormond Drakestone, and excellent Lady Duchess Avon Drakestone. And the Duke and Duchess come in, along with Seneschal Wellings. Penn Drakestone is staying close to the Duke. Penn Drakestone has a golden lacquered helmet and breastplate and armor. It does have some red markings on it bearing Drakestone insignia, like their Drake. What's that called? Their Drake icon. And his helmet has these wings that come off the side of it. So a pretty impressive looking fellow. He's got a shield. He's got a long sword. He's got a javelin. And he's got a really nice cloak. And all of his equipment is of fine quality and like polished to gleaming. All right, so let's change this. So there is the discussion, and basically all the facts get laid out. There was this warship called Haven Shield. It left Barnacle from the port on its way back to Holmesgate and just never arrived. Holmesgate sent out a scout ship, a smaller, faster ship, looking for it. They got spyglasses and all that. They saw no sign of it. No sign at all. When they were within, like viewing distance of the ocean ruins, like the ruined ocean fortress, they spotted some creature at a distance that was flying, and they'd say that it entered or it alighted upon the ruins. It was a winged creature. It was not a kite sail. Kite sails, they soar. They just... it was more of a flapping wing flying creature. Green in coloration, and when the sunlight struck it, it glinted.
Could I make some kind of history check or intelligence check to see if from their descriptions I can maybe get an idea of what this was? Out of character, I'm pretty sure I know what it is, or at least I have an idea out of character. There's only a few things that I think could be that, but in character, is there some kind of check maybe I could do?
Absolutely. Roll whatever you would like to roll.
I'll go for, let's see. I'll go for history. I feel like I've maybe read something about it. I'm not really good at this, but I almost got a nat 20, but still a 14.
You're not
sure?
You can speculate whatever you want to speculate. Just you don't have any knowledge that's confirming anything.
Okay. I won't speculate too much. I guess I would maybe say maybe a drake or something like that, but but I'm sure that's what everyone else is probably speculating as well. So
anybody else making a roll?
I could make a knowledge nature, but that's
Okay.
pretty much it.
Unless it's an Arcana check, no.
Nope. I got a 4.
I guess I'll speak up now. I'll say, does anyone have any idea of what this could potentially be? Did anyone get a better look at it? Did anyone have some drawing or description that they could give us that indicates more than what we've already been told?
Have any divinations been done of any sort?
Sources Flay says that is the extent of the description as it was given to me from the authorities at Holmesgate. Divinations have not been performed yet, though if you and the Master of Rituals would want to see to such things, once again, that could prove to be a boon. Not Duncan, but the Duke, Ormond Drakestone, he's He's an older man. He's in his early 70s, but he is like he's got like veins popping out on his head. Haven Shield was one of our finest warships. I need somebody to find that now. Drakestone looks at the Duke, his older brother, and Pen's pretty stoic. If it were me, brother, I would mount up the kite sails as soon as possible. I would be happy to lead, to take a squad of knights. We can fly there swiftly. We can see what we might be able to discover. Vanguard, if you would join, we would have kite sails for you as well.
I appreciate the offer, and in most situations I would gladly go with you, but I believe that there are more pressing matters to attend to in Barnacle that are more of a, well, does everyone, a quick question.
The Merocrats can wait, says the Duke. I want peace as much as the next man, but this is no emergency talk. The Vanguard, I think, has the right of it. There's something suspicious. I don't trust it. Now, after what happened at the last public discourse, I can understand why you'd... Don't try to placate me, Seneschal. If the Sea Queen wants to speak with me, she can come here and look me in the eye and tell me what she has to say. I'll hear her out. I'm not going to fall for whatever trap is brewing. And I want that ship found. He does not, the Duke does not speak incorrectly. Haven Shield was a fine warship, and there were soldiers, a squad of soldiers aboard that.
How far a trip would it be by kite sail?
Kite sails are pretty swift.
The map
let me. Yeah, you'd be there within just a couple hours.
Oh wow.
I think then if that is
it's not far away, and kite sails are fast.
Yeah, no, if it's that fast, that's
if they're ready to
reasonable.
leave, we could get ready in an hour.
You would need a bit of training, at least for today, and we could leave on the morrow, says Drakestone.
Yeah, no, this is something, if we're going to do it, we really have to make sure that nothing's going to explode first.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak up again and say, again, although I do think that this could be swift and quick, but I don't... there are more pressing matters right now in Barnacle. We need to handle this situation first, otherwise there's going to be more casualties. It's going to be a lot worse than...
Well, it's already getting into afternoon now.
Yeah.
You all have never flown kite sails in your life. So Penn is like, you need at least a crash course and like learn the basic commands, get comfortable with the saddle.
If we could,
they are trained, and you guys are competent warriors, so you could probably do a crash course and be good enough.
If they're willing to wait a day or two, we might be able to do it. If they need to go now, let them go now.
Penn suggested tomorrow. He said take some time today, get familiarized with the kite sail riding. You can fly around with a couple of the knights, sky knights, right?
We have things to do tonight, so long as it doesn't interfere with our tonight activities.
Who would you be taking with you, brother? Penn looks about. Varric? Yes, I'll go. Rigby? You can count on me. Raynar, I'll take you as well. Let's get on with it. Rigby Brackenbluff has a younger brother who's also a knight, Keon. He's there. Sorry, no, it's his cousin. So he has a cousin, a younger cousin, Keon, who speaks up. I would go to... If the Vanguard will be with me, we might have enough. That would be myself, 3 other knights, plus the 4 of the Vanguard. We'd each have a kite sail. That is a sizable unit. And you could stay here and remain close to the Duke. What about you 4? Are you keen on this?
Would we be... So, if we're doing it tomorrow, what time did they say we would be doing it? Is it in the evening, afternoon?
You've got
I
your,
know, exactly. That's why, yeah.
You'd leave early tomorrow. The idea would be do your
Training.
familiarization training now.
It's a
And then this evening, you would have your own affairs, and then the next day would be
Oh, wait. Oh,
flying
is it
over
this
the water out to the ruins to see what you can see.
wait, is it... Oh, you mean this evening, the affairs with the bomb, with the explosive
Yeah, we're
stuff.
going to
Okay,
go
okay,
check
I
out
see,
the
I see.
warehouse.
The storehouse, yeah.
I will mention to like the person who's like organizing this and say I do have things that I have planned for the morrow, as long as it does not last too long.
You're so... I look at you and I'm like... that
It will
doesn't
last
matter.
as long as it needs be last.
Yes, exactly. This is far more important than to be fair, a dinner date.
Well, I think that there's a lot more things important than this, including the situation in Barnacle, but apparently that's not being considered.
Well, it is, but what are we going to do about it? Tonight we're taking care of the one lead we have. If that opens more leads, we will follow them. But if it's a dead end, then we need to wait for the next opportunity to act. Sitting here in the city does nothing when we could go in a couple hours and be back the same day.
That's a fair point.
Sorry, not to, make light
Okay.
of your... I know you
So there's the plan.
I have a date, Walykos. Come on.
There's the
First
plan.
one in first.
The Seneschal is going to send for the Master of Rituals and the Tower Wizard of Mantevale to see about some divinations or just knowledge, right? Just sage knowledge, and they have some books and whatnot to have any idea of a winged flying green creature with something glinting. They didn't know if it was carrying an item that was glinting, if it was wearing armor that was glinting, if its body glinted, if it had magic. It could be all kinds of things.
Does it eat purple people? Maybe has
So-
one eye.
We'll find out. And
Okay.
even if it's beyond our capability, I trust that we'll be able to survive and get out of there if it's too much.
Okay,
Gonna be
so
like an ancient green dragon.
sounds like we have a plan here. So you all are taken. You are escorted by Rigby Brackenbluff, one of the knights here. To put this in context, he is
How to Train Your Drake. Time.
Rigby Brackenbluff is in his very early 30s. He is the son of Lady Ethel Brackenbluff. She is the Lady of the Gloom Tower. So one of the major houses aligned with Drakestone. She is a widow. The Lord of the Gloom Tower did pass away some time ago. So her son is this Rigby, and then her nephew, aka Rigby's cousin, is that younger knight who wanted to go, but they don't want to take all the knights with them, especially since you guys are coming. So you all are taken to a whole different wing of Longkeep that you've never seen before, and it's where they keep and take care of and train the kite sails. And you've seen these creatures before. They are Drake-like. Not quite. They're not drakes. They are not a dragon-related creature. So that might be a bit of a misnomer. They have these forelimbs with claws and then just coming like out of their elbow armpit area, and then stretching all the way to their long back hind legs are these like aft wings.
Are they
So
more
they've
like
got
birds?
They are not feathered, and they've got a strange way that they hunch up their legs, almost grasshopper like when they're on the ground. And they can move along the ground. They don't move so quickly on the ground. Like a person could run faster than they could run on the ground.
They're kind of reptilian, right?
They are reptilian.
We've,
yeah. They have kind of long necks. They have these long beaks. They have fangs, so they can bite and they can claw.
Right.
They're like predator animals in the wild. But they've got these long like hind sail wings, and they sail along almost pteranodon like.
We have actually encountered wild kite sails a couple of times before.
Yes, you have.
Of a smaller variety.
I am curious, by the way, you mentioned that none of us are trained. Would Walykos and myself potentially have actually trained with these? Because we've lived here for a while, like, and we're kind of like not fully noble. Like, I'm just curious if maybe we had experience with them before.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm trained in animal handling.
Oh yeah.
After the transformation, so
yeah. But I just mean like in general. With,
in my mind, you haven't, but maybe you have some point that is important in your character's backstory, and you have ridden one before.
Not in my backstory. I was just maybe thinking that, like, since I'm kind of like in a bit of a nobility status, like maybe I trained on them like a horse or something, you know, like would have happened.
Do you want me to just give it a random roll?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool.
All
with
right.
random.
If you don't have anything super solid, I'll just give it a random roll.
Yeah.
give me a random roll, and I have something for it if the answer is yes.
When you were younger, Adriel, you were offered a ride on a kite sail, and the thing like roared at you, and it terrified you, and you cried and you wouldn't get on it. You must now face your childhood fear
Oh boy.
in order to mount the kite sail.
Just like sweat
Perfect.
running down your face.
Yeah, so okay, then I imagine like as we walk in, then let me so like as we walk in again, I almost imagine like specifically walking a bit behind Walykos. Like I'm not like showing anything, but like kind of not getting close to them and standing a little bit to the side and just kind of like looking at them like a little bit suspiciously.
They make a lot of noises. They're a pretty noisy animal, but they get trained, and they get trained basically from when they hatch, and so they end up getting trained pretty well. They're
I'll look to
decent
Walykos.
in terms of animal intelligence. They're decently smart. They're kind of, dog cat kind of level intelligence. So they're decently smart. They don't speak a language or understand languages or anything.
I'll look to Walykos and
Yep.
say and just say like vile creatures.
Did you roll for me, Esper? I don't recall.
I'm going to do that now.
Cool.
Walykos, you have ridden kite sails before.
I would actually, if you're okay with that, Esper, I never really defined much about Walykos's family. Could it have been one of his family members who taught him to ride?
Yeah, I'm thinking when you were younger, before you had your rebellious phase and went to apprentice at Balevonder's lair,
Yeah.
or what turned out to be Balevonder's lair. I don't know if you particularly knew that when you went there.
Yeah, maybe he was, maybe one of his family members actually was a trainer for kite sails and, started to teach him, but he didn't really like it. But he learned it. He just didn't want to become a kite sail raiser, for the nobles. So.
And then Aygir, you've ridden Xenas before, and maybe even Nykuses and Vapor as well. So
Yeah, he has pretty extensive experience with that, being from a semi-nomadic tribe, but he's never ridden a kite sail.
So it's a very different animal. It's a very different saddle, very different technique, and you all are getting trained. And Rigby, just assigns you kite sails, and they're already well trained, seasoned kite sails. So Adriel, you get. Well, we'll go to Adriel last, actually. Walykos, Walykos and Vapor, yours are like these very light colored, like a very light cream color, almost a cloudy cream coloration. And then they have their sail wings fade into these patches of black markings. And it has almost a beak-like mouth, and it gets kind of yellowish. And it does have fangs, and it does have these foreclaws. So you get those. Let's see, Aygir, here's one for you. It's kind of a dark yellow, but not a saturated, like a desaturated, almost gray yellow color. And there's like these red spots on its cheek, these red markings on its cheek, and its beak has like this big, like bumpy part. So it actually is like slender and then like bumps out bulky towards the end.
And then he of course approaches with putting his Xena riding training to use with some like kind of a little friendly noise, extends a hand. Lets it kind of sniff his hand.
That's what you don't do with kites. That's other
And
animals.
then Adriel, you are brought up to your kite sail. It has a brownish body. Its sail wings fade into this kind of deep orange color, and the end of its beak snout gets this nice, like, bright red coloration to it.
There, vile beast. Kind of like very gradually.
Vile?
They don't-
I left the most beautiful one for you, Sir Adriel.
Yeah, they don't like being called vile beasts.
They
have
can't
feelings,
understand.
too.
They can't understand me, Walykos.
I could make
Shut
a
up.
spell. I could cast a spell on it. Would
Nope,
understand.
I don't. Nope, I don't need your help.
Walykos is
Vapor
he's gonna
watching
force
this
speak
goes-
with animals onto you so they understand everything you say.
Vapor watching us goes, well, because I think you should.
Quick question: are they considered beasts? You said
They
weren't
are
ranked.
considered beasts. Yes.
Fantastic. Even better. Like my
Yeah,
abilities will work with them,
they're closer to a dinosaur than a dragon. Put it that way.
which is fine. Like honestly, my abilities. I could actually speak with mine if I wanted to. So
Yeah, I'm just like very like cautiously like patting it and like feeling like
need
doing
some
whatever.
would you
No.
like to talk
No.
to it?
No, I don't have to feel what's in my mind. I just
Okay.
Adriel,
trying to-
Adriel, I'd like you to make
Animal.
make a wisdom saving throw.
a wisdom saving throw. Oh boy.
Yes.
thought
your
it
your
was
palms
gonna be
are
an
your
animal
palms are
handling.
getting a little sweaty.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not good at these. Well, I'm not bad at them. I'm just normal. Let's see. 13. Not
13?
not
Okay.
The lowest.
So it's a childhood fear. It's not like a very substantial fear. So more than anything, it's just facing it. And so you got some sweaty palms, but as time goes on, you're gonna realize that if you just face the thing, it's not really a threat. It's trained, and it's a familiar trainer is introducing you to it and helping it familiarize itself with
I
you.
feel like I'm like muttering under my breath, like like, come on, Adriel, like you fought beasts stronger than this.
Yeah.
You've killed things in dungeons.
Right.
You've like.
These are the same ones we're going to be riding tomorrow.
Assuming they don't buck you off, yes. So
Buck me off. Wait, buck me off.
we're
Like,
gonna
let's
we're gonna
that.
do animal handling checks one at a time.
Yes.
I'm just gonna go in the order I see you guys on my screen here. So Walykos, wisdom, animal handling.
Could I actually would like to speak with animals with it. I don't see any
Ooh,
reason.
okay.
I
So
mean-
if you cast speak with animals, I will give you advantage on your animal handling check.
That's what I was thinking. I wanted to like get to know it, like what's your name and yada, just basic courtesy things.
Gonna respond and be like, get off of me.
Well, I did good even without the advantage, but that's a 24.
Okay, so you all look over at Walykos, the thing's eating the feed out of his hand, and he's like, stroking its snout and its head, and it likes Walykos. So Walykos, you and your kite sail get along with each other very well. Aygir, wisdom, animal handling.
Alrighty, and yeah, again, he's approaching in the friendly way one would with like a horse, or in this setting, a Xena, and that is actually very good. Well, fairly good. That is a 21.
Okay, so Aygir is like he has this familiarity with mounts, and he displays this kind of, alpha confidence, and, maybe even mount the thing right up just to get a feel for it. And it doesn't really have any complaint at all. It kind of looks at you eagerly like, go, we fly now? Come on, fly. Adriel. Same thing.
I feel like I'd go. Can I do disadvantage?
Okay.
I know that's a weird thing to ask, but
You can impose disadvantage on yourself if you want.
Yeah.
I feel like it'll be.
Fits
Oh wow!
for
I rolled a 20 and a 16, so 16.
All right. So Adriel, you are facing your fear, and you get on the kite sail, and it feels more natural than you thought it would. It's like something's in your blood. This
isn't too bad. And look at me, Walykos. See, I can do this too.
I'm
then-
still speaking with animals. Can I hear what his kite sail has to say about him?
new people, friends. We
He
fly,
says
fly, soon
he wants
fly.
he wants to fly with you.
Wants to fly with me. Well, we'll do that tomorrow. Not today. Right?
Not heavy. Oh, good.
And I call over to the Persian trader. It's like, we're not flying them today, right?
Yeah, we will be shortly, but we're going to go over some basic safety precautions, some commands, some ground commands.
What happens if I
Then
fall
we'll get
off
into
while we're
aerial
flying?
commands.
What happens if I fall off while we're flying?
Well, we're going to be careful, and you're not going to fall. Do you understand?
Learn feather fall.
Has anyone ever fallen off of these though before? Like, is that the thing that happens? Are there safety precautions? What do I do?
No
Oh, it's
one, no
moving!
one-
It's moving!
No one,
Oh,
no
God.
one has ever fallen off. It's fine. Vapor.
All right, let's see how I do.
Remind me about people riding horses for the first time.
Fortunately, I believe I got a flat 12. Yeah.
So, your kite sail. He doesn't like you that much, but he tolerates you, right? You don't. It's not snapping at you or trying to throw you
I was
off.
gonna
It's
say,
just kind of like.
if it tries to snap, Vapor would glare back and release his magic a bit, just like, yeah, you really want to have this fight.
It, like, stares at you, you
Walykos,
just, like,
Walykos, who can
spark
understand it, he hears the thing like, not elf, what? If it was a person talking, it'd basically be like, who the hell is this, or what the hell is this thing that just got on me?
I make animal noises that you guys don't understand at it, and I say, he is friend. He'll he good. He friend. Treat him well. Much good snack.
I don't make friends with this stinky person.
He'll give you food.
So the kite sail, it seems like it's going to obey you, Vapor, but it's not your friend. It doesn't like you.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I mean, I'd make a charisma check to see if I could convince it, to obey him a little better, but I think I can do that with the spell. Let me see. Speak with animals.
You're gonna get a nat
Might
1, and it's gonna
persuade.
buck Vince.
I'm okay with that.
Like, no,
Doesn't hurt me at
no
all.
Vapor.
Yeah, you might be able to persuade the beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion. So it's entirely your discretion. My charisma is also very bad. So
It's up to you. If you want to go and try out some kind of charisma check to whatever,
Could just
persuade or intimidate it, you can. And
Yeah, it
that
would
will
just be
have
a
its
persuasion.
range of different results depending upon what you get.
yeah, I feel like it's a really bad idea to do this, but I feel like I'll try it anyways. Sorry,
Seems like
sorry,
what
Vince.
Walykos would do, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Please
Go
get
for
a
it.
nat 1.
I wanna see what happens.
Yes.
Okay, I rolled really well, so it's a 15.
Okay.
That's with the -1 included.
You have a -1 charisma.
Yeah.
I take him. The kite sail begrudgingly
Vapor.
accepts Vapor.
Vapor, feed him a little, like one of those snacks they gave you. I assume that they gave us, something, because in an emergency,
Yeah,
give them.
so they are naturally a predatory creature. They do eat a little bit of plant
mouse.
matter, like leaves and fruits, kind of as a supplementary thing, like some predators do. But they primarily eat meat. So you feed them fish and stuff.
Vapor pulls out, either dried fish or dried meat and throws it to the kite sail.
Disgusting.
He doesn't like you too much, Vapor, but good
This
good
fish
effort.
dried in sun too much, fell in fire. Ah.
He wants raw fish next time, Vapor. Don't forget raw fish tomorrow.
No,
Fine.
no. One of the you know, I don't know, what do we call this place? Is it a rookery? There's probably a specific word for it. Yeah, one of the attendants
probably
comes
be
by
like
with
stable.
like a
Stable,
bucket,
yeah.
a bucket of fresh raw fish. So they feed up the kite sails, and you all get familiarized. And then Rigby goes through some of the training, and there's like specific command words that he teaches you. So you first start with the ground commands, and it's like, you know, to the left, to the right, wheel around, you know, like down, so you can like dismount easily, up. You know, you can give it all the kind of basic commands. Again, their gait on the ground is a bit awkward, so they do this kind of like, you know how like when a duck walks, it's like the feet are a little bit awkward for the ground.
Waddle.
It has kind of a waddly thing. Or if you've ever seen a grasshopper walking, it has to kind of creep along. So again, you could outrun one on the ground. They're not well, they got a 20-foot land speed. We'll put it to you that way. Okay. So then he starts going over the aerial commands while you're still on the ground, and he goes over them again and again, and you know, he gets you familiarized with the saddle and all that. And these things are trained, like they know how to fly. So your main job is just to keep yourself in the saddle and memorize the commands and get familiar. That's going to be the tricky thing. It's just you're going to just be drilling these into your head like all day and all night and all tomorrow just to remember, so you can give the commands quickly.
Walykos feels like he's in a basic course when he has already trained in the advanced.
Who's training us again, by the way? Who's
Rigby,
training us again?
Sir Rigby Brackenbluff, son of the Lady of the Gloom Tower, one of the knights of Barnacle.
I feel like as he's like telling me, like, you know, like how to control, it's like, Rigby, no, it's not going left. It's not going left. What? That's, I see.
You're pronouncing it wrong.
Yeah.
What do you mean I'm pronouncing it wrong? It's that, right? It's left. Why isn't it going?
Ho, not ho. Ho.
Oh.
All right. All right. So you go through this part for a while, and then you get to the actual aerial training, and you have that moment where one by one you go up to the ledge, and they go off. Walykos, it's been some years, but you have kind of your old confidence comes back, and you're like, okay, here we go. And you know,
it's not gonna hit.
It's a little thrill to you, but you've done it before. And then Aygir goes, and then Adriel. I don't know. Does Adriel scream or something?
Oh
when the
no!
thing...
I would, like, when I get to the edge, I'm gonna be like, Rigby, is it? I don't think it's strapped on tightly enough. Is it on the? I think I should
just hold on.
What do you mean, hold on? No, I think it's not the
You're
saddle.
making it nervous. Just stay still.
It's making me nervous, Walykos. It's making me nervous. I do not know how to fly. I don't know what I'm doing.
Rigby gives the command, and Rigby gives the command and has it just jump off.
Rigby, I'm
gonna have Vapor go. It's easy. Just let go.
So when the things take off, what they do is they do, like, have you ever seen like a goose or a swan take off? They do this kind of like little run thing and then like a little leap up, and they really do soar more than flap. They can flap, they can fold their wings, but soaring is kind of their main flight position.
I'm just like gripping onto the saddle like as it's going down. Just
All right, and then Vapor take off as well, and you have some experience with flight, so it's a different kind of flight, but you've been in the air before.
Vapor usually just levitates himself, so this is definitely a very different. I'm gonna actually make a roll just real quickly and see. He does not like this style of flight. He'd rather be under his own control.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he can deal with it. It's just he'd rather be using his own power to move through the air.
It's quite different than the air magic that you innately produce, and you're like, I just want to be handling this myself. Why do I have to rely on this other thing?
Yeah.
But they do fly pretty fast. They have a 70-foot fly speed. So they can go through the air quite well. They're a scaly creature, so they have a bit of natural armor. They're fairly dexterous as well. They're decently agile. So some quick points I'll cover now, and then we'll cover it again when tomorrow comes. So while you're mounted, there's 2 modes that you can be in. The mode that you're probably going to be in most of the time is you and the mount just share an initiative, and the main thing that it's doing for you is just giving you this flying. So it's like you have a 70-foot fly speed, and you have the space of a large-sized creature, and you can attack from that space. And so it doesn't really it doesn't do anything on its own other than just moving. It could probably move and dash and dodge. So basically it gives you a flying speed, and it's following your commands. Everything it does, you're commanding it. You can
we're being prepared for aerial combat.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Well, this actually didn't come up in the meeting, and I was thinking one of you would. They can arrange for a ship of some kind or a boat for you all. However, it's not as fast as the kite sail, and the last ship that went out that way disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, so in theory,
Yeah.
though, we could even maybe like launch the kite sails from a boat.
No.
If it
No.
was it'd have to be a large ship, because they're a
Okay.
large-sized creature, and they need a
Right.
little bit of space to take off.
So we wouldn't necessarily be carried on this carrier with our flying mounts into this
That's
particular
not the
zone.
plan. No, that's not the
No.
plan. No, it would need to be a really large
Okay.
ship.
But
Okay,
we could
so
potentially be on winged mounts when we are going into this zone that we have established is probably rather dangerous.
Oh yeah. But
Indeed.
we've got ranged attacks and spells.
so
and
yeah,
things.
range attacks are cool. I would rule that you probably couldn't fire a longbow from a mount. I don't think a longbow would function. A short bow probably would work. But longbows
short bow.
really rely on your feet being like on the ground, and you're like using your whole body to work a longbow.
You would need some very special training.
Yeah, I've always wondered why longbows aren't a strength-based weapon.
Honestly, all bows should be strength-based if we're
Yeah.
going like by reality.
It's like strength to pull it, but dexterity for the shot, for the aiming. Okay, so anyhow, short bows, crossbows, range spells, throwing things, those all should work. You can, in lieu of your own attack, you can use your action to have the creature attack if you want. It can do bite, claw, which that's its most powerful thing, or it can do 2 claws. It has a couple moves that it can do as well. It has a soaring charge. That's an action. So if you spend an action, you have the kite sail fly up to its speed like a dash, and as long as it goes at least 20 feet in a straight line and hits with a bite attack, it deals extra damage. So it can do like this soaring bite charge thing as an action. So that's pretty cool. Another thing is that they have this wing roll maneuver as well. When they disengage or they dodge, they can roll 10 feet right or left.
Do a barrel roll.
Sort of like that.
When-
Yep.
That's cool.
How would when you're saying use an action to do that first one that you were mentioning, like the bite, would that use up my action?
Your action to
or
command it.
my action. Okay.
Yep.
As for
Otherwise,
I also-
the only action it will take is just like the dashing, just flying along. I think it can dash or dodge on its own, as you not having to spend any actions of your own.
Now, as for it moving along and flying and stuff, so I have an ability called Steady Aim, and I can give myself advantage on the next attack roll on my current turn, and I can do that as a bonus action, but I can only do it if I haven't moved during the turn. If the kite
that
cell
wouldn't.
moves,
Yeah, that
but
wouldn't work
wouldn't
with the
work.
kite. Yeah, because you're moving.
Okay.
Yeah, you'd need to
just
be on the
wanted to check.
ground, like actually
That's what I
stationary
thought.
for
Yeah,
that.
that's what I thought. I just wanted to check just in case. Okay.
So there's this other mode, and you you probably won't want to use this, but I don't know. Maybe there's a situation where you would want to use it, or there might be a situation where it just comes up. The other mode is you're not controlling the mount. You're acting independently, and it's acting independently. So it will have its own initiative, and it will just do whatever that kite sail wants to do.
That seems dangerous.
Yeah.
For you, maybe.
But let's say that for whatever reason you wanted to do that, you could just stop commanding it and just let it go free, and it will fly where it wants. If it, whatever, it's just going to do whatever, like I said, is the appropriate thing for a kite sail to do in that moment.
And you always
or if you get like knocked out or something, it's just going to be acting of its own accord.
Can you always take command back?
Yeah, you could take command back.
Would it take like an action, or could I just do that freely?
Just freely.
I think it's you decide when you start your turn whether
Gotcha.
you're doing this or that, because that affects what actions you're using it for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious on like how
technically
that
it
works,
could go by round basis, right? There could be a round where you're, a
that's what I
sleep
was saying.
spell got put on you, and so for that round the thing's independent, and then the next
Well, that's
round
why-
you've woken up, and then that round you're controlling it again.
Yeah, that's why I was asking.
Yeah.
As for something like sneak attack, if the kite sail is within 5 feet, does that count as an ally?
Yep.
Okay. Fantastic.
It is an ally. It has threatening natural weapons, so yeah. Okay, so those are some of the basics. You all do your first flight. Walykos does quite well because he has a lot of history with it. You other three, it's about what we imagine, right? You're 6th level adventurers, so you guys are not incompetent just in general with these kinds of battle techniques, but you're probably pretty rough around the edges and like saying the wrong commands and having to recorrect yourself. So basically today is training day. You spend the day training, and nobody falls off. The things are well trained. They know how to fly. They're very steady in the air. They are a flying mount of choice for a reason. They work really well.
Is there any like thing that I can do with? Sorry for all the questions. Is there anything I can use with like cunning action, like with like that dash attack? Would that be a cunning action bonus action, or no cunning action with this?
Cunning action is just you.
Okay. All right,
Yeah,
that's I just wanted to check. Just
whatever you would do, which I know it would be limited when you're riding on this thing. Yeah. But you will have a 70-foot flying speed, so that's pretty high maneuverability there.
I can move faster. Actually, no, I can't. I can only move that fast with a dash.
Yeah, because it'll if it does its move dash, that's 140 feet that you'll fly in the air.
So you could
you're
basically get away from anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you're soaring through the air.
Yeah.
And Pendrakestone has the best kite sail of all, but we'll get to that later on. All right, so anything else before we go to the nighttime scene?
Not that I can think of.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
Unless I can get a magic staff in the meantime.
I'm assuming nobody buzzed the tower in a kite sail.
Oh, I guess if it matters, like I might, since we are like gonna be flying these tomorrow, I might talk to Rigby, like, and this would maybe be partially because I am not super comfortable on the kite sails, but also just because I think it's a good idea, like attaching some kind of rope to the actual saddle so that when I'm flying, I can attach that to myself just in case something happens, that I won't just fall off of it.
If you deem that necessary.
I do deem that necessary.
Oh,
Thank you.
very well. Rope yourself. There could be some
Thank you,
some
Rigby. Thank you.
risks. Okay. But that is true. You can get knocked off of mounts, and mounts can get knocked prone, and mounts can get killed. So, yeah,
Learn Featherfall.
this is not
Learn
without risk, but wouldn't be an adventure if there was no danger.
You'll learn Featherfall. It's like I'm a rogue.
Become
Hurry
a
up and
trickster.
multi-class. Okay.
I mean, one level.
All right, everyone.
Yeah.
Do you have any particular preparations before you go quietly by night to meet with Arachno at the abandoned storehouse.
Aygir ensures his armor is fully oiled so that no noise is made, and that he puts, cloth over it to hide it.
What we can do is, if we're gonna go together as one, I could pass without trace us, and we could I know we're gonna be we're gonna be in armor, so some of you might be.
Should we
Disadvantaged.
split the group a little bit then, maybe like having the loud people go together and the not loud people going together?
I don't think so. I think really.
I don't
the
think
only
anyone's
splitting we need to
particularly
do is-
loud.
Yeah.
I thought
Walykos
Aygir
and
had
Adriel
different
are in light armor. Vapor doesn't wear armor. And
I'm
Aygir is
technically-
going in his infiltrator.
I'm technically in medium
okay.
armor.
Oh, are you in medium? Okay. What
but
armor are
it
you wearing?
doesn't- Breastplate doesn't give
Breastplate.
disadvantage.
Okay, yeah, breastplate.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the for this the flight tomorrow. That's going to be the preferred armor for the knights as well as breastplate,
Yeah.
because you're going to be flying over water, and you don't want to be in like chainmail or plate
Nope.
on the
I
water.
want to just be able to get that off if need be. Although I do have a swim speed, if worse comes to
Ooh,
worse.
okay. Well, that's very helpful. Is that from your ranger features?
That is from my Ranger 6th level. I get a climb speed and a swim speed equal to my walking speed.
That's fantastic.
And my walking speed increased by 5. Yeah, that's the
So we're-
new...
That's
Ranger
really
feature.
good.
We're flying over water tomorrow, so that zone into which we're flying really is one of danger.
And
Sort of-
in one more
Oh,
level...
jeez.
Get out of here.
Yep.
But, yeah,
Yep.
one more level I'll actually be able to fly myself a little bit.
Walykos, you are casting Pass Without Trace over the party,
Yes.
and you're going to be moving out of the Storm Tower district, heading eastwards towards the Shackle Downs, which is a common to poor, to very poor even, district that is just south of the port.
And I think we probably want to have it worked out so that Arachno is going ahead of us and also sneakily, so that if he is spotted, we are not spotted, and vice versa.
I think that's the plan, yeah.
I have a
Because then
question,
he'll go in
Esper.
first, and we'll be ready to follow.
Esper, you've looked at Pass Without Trace. I know that they have to remain within 30 feet of me. But it doesn't say that they can't be redesignated if they leave and come back. It says, for the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including you, has +10 and can't be tracked.
It just kind of
interesting.
emanates off of you.
Okay. So
you're
long as I'm
you're concentrating on it, and
I
people
could
who
add
are
someone to it. Yeah, like Arachno later,
Yeah.
for example.
yeah, that's my understanding of it.
Cool. All right. I just wanted to get that ruling figured out.
How long
Cool.
does it last? Like an hour?
An hour.
Yeah,
So,
really good spell.
yeah. I'm gonna
You all-
keep that going.
You all slip out at night, after dark, well after dark, and you make your way into the Shackle Downs. The state of the city is much like I described it previously. At night, there are some groups of people that are out on the street. Some of them I would describe as malcontents, and they are actively speaking about the current situation, and they want to see the downfall or the overthrow of House Drakestone. Others are not so extreme, and others are just people out just having a smoke and looking for some trouble, and just kind of scallywags of the evening. So imagine all that, a very dense, cramped district of tall buildings that are just kind of smushed one up against another. And you come back to this old storehouse that you'd scouted out before, and particularly Walykos had spoken with Arachno here. He climbed up onto, using his ranger feature there, climbed up onto the building. You wait, and then you get the sign The call of a nightbird. No, this is no nightbird. It is Arachno himself. And he's...
I respond.
Yeah, he comes down off of the wall. He's shorter than you all. Small-sized creature. Small-sized humanoid. It's good to see you all again.
You as well, Arachno.
Okay, well, let's be quiet about this. I know, Walykos, you have the ability to scale walls. You other three, I take it that is not in your repertoire. Fine enough. Magus,
Should do the trick.
do you have spells of flight or climbing or other such mobility?
I can only levitate.
Levitation. Very well. Okay, so he just kind of takes stock of what everybody could do in case of any
I designate
any
him by the way,
disaster.
I'd pass without trace him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you I'm not going to have you guys roll this because it's just not a high enough difficulty to even matter. You infiltrate the storehouse. It's not any substantial barrier. You have to, probably pick. It's not even a lock that you pick. You probably just have to pry some boards off of it. So you get that taken care of, and you get inside. The building is not. It's not a very wide building, but it does have a high ceiling, and it's mostly empty in terms of items and certainly people. It's mostly empty. It's a bit dusty, some cobwebs. It's not just coated in dust, but it seems like it's been unused for a bit of time. There's lots of large, heavy shelving, so it's clearly made to hold a lot of things, and the shelving goes up high with this high ceiling. But there's little to nothing here. Here and there you find like a box, but it's like a damaged one or one that nobody wanted, and you don't really find any goods that have been left behind. Nothing really of note.
I would like to search the place for secret, underground.
Let's start
just
looking.
about
Let's
to
start
mention
looking
that.
around.
Yeah, I'll search as well.
Okay, so let's talk about light. Does anyone want to provide light, or are you averse to producing light?
We're certain that we're alone in here, it sounds like. As far as
Yeah.
my
I'll
perception.
ask Arachnoid, like, did he see anyone around or in here? Like, are we alone, Arachnoid? Or
I have not seen anyone come into this building for
Hooded
a
lantern
lot
time.
weeks, for a long time.
Then it would be alright if we lit
2
something
months
up
maybe.
to look around.
Let's get out a hooded lantern and use it.
Yep.
Got
Yeah,
tinderbox, torch, that sort of
I
thing.
don't think I have a hooded lantern, but I'll just use like a torch.
Yeah.
Let's just stick to the one lantern. I think
You guys hear? Sorry, I have the camera up. Meeting real quick. You hear Vapor chanting, and he's casting dark vision on himself.
I mean,
Okay.
I have dark vision too, but I'd rather
Have
use
the
actual
color.
light.
Right.
Yeah. There's certain things writing specifically might
Yeah.
be important.
Yeah, and you still do have disadvantage on seeing things in
Yes.
utter darkness
Right.
with dark vision. You're just not
So I think
blind.
I think we're
So-
using some amount of light. Actually, Vapor, do you have a light, any kind of light that you can produce?
Yeah, we could
I
save.
have the light spell. I think I have a light spell, do I?
Do you have something that
y-
produces a dim light? Because with dark vision, that dim light, you'll see it as though it were bright light. And dim light's
Well,
not going to draw as
still
much
need-
potential.
I would still need normal light though, since I don't have dark vision. I'm a bloody
Vapor
human.
walks over to Adriel. Looks around on the ground, finds like a small piece of broken wood or something like scrap, holds it out, and when Adriel picks it up, it is glowing bright with light. Casting the light
That's a-
spell on it.
Just,
Okay.
just
That's a
cover
neat-
it with your
that's a-
hands a little
yeah.
bit. And,
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
That's a
So
neat trick.
So Vapor puts the light spell onto
Some
the little
rubble.
the little chunk of wood. Adriel's keeping it kind of closed up so it's not shedding as much, and you all begin searching through. So go ahead and roll your search checks. I'm going to roll in for Rachno as well.
Investigation, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, you can do investigation or perception. Since you guys are taking plenty of time here, you could do either one of those.
Right.
They're the same for me. I got a 24.
Ooh, okay, that's good.
And Aygir is paying special attention to, like, you know, if anything might be hidden or if there's like a secret door, compartment, etc.
Mhm.
And he actually didn't roll super great, but he did get a 17.
Yeah, I didn't roll super great. I got an 18
I
perception.
have a lot to it, but
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Vapor?
Vapor got a 3, so I think he's kind of more just doing a broad sweep of the building, looking for
Okay.
anything obvious out of place.
So
Vapor's just
Vapor
kind
kind
of
of
walking up and
wanders off in the corner by himself.
It was kind of like just doing laps around the inside, kind of looking for anything that people who could be.
I
in the
imagine
building.
I imagine like I whispered to Walykos like, what in the hell is Vapor doing?
Just maybe he's communing with magic. I don't know.
This is why I don't do magic.
He's enjoying being free of his madness.
That's true. He doesn't have to be close.
Yeah,
spend
he's just
every
kind of
moment he
walking
can
as
away
far
from-
away from Adriel as he can get.
So the rest of you who rolled above 3, it doesn't take much long when you do start to find footprints. Many footprints. Many footprints of various humanoids. Just kind of in a number of different locations here. They're not fresh. They do have a slight film of dust on them.
Do they lead anywhere?
Walykos and Adriel, you got what, an 18?
I got a 24.
Oh, you got the 24.
I got an 18.
Walykos got the 18. Okay, had this swept around. Adriel and Walykos, you two come upon something that no one else noticed. There is indeed a concealed trap door in a back corner. You open the trap door, and there is a stone ramp that is going down.
I'll
this-
I'll like call everyone else over.
Yep.
I'll give the call of the night jar or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Okay, so you all go to explore down here. So the stony ramp goes down to tunnels that are about 10 feet in diameter. They are rough tunnels through the rock of the ground, like through the clay and through the sediment and into the rock and such. Rough tunnels, though they are fashioned in a mindful way. They're not erratic. They're not haphazard. They're not like how insectile vermin type tunnels kind of like go in this all over the place windy hive kind of thing. It's not like that. They look intentionally and efficient. They're very efficient, mindful type tunnels, but they are crude. It's not masonry. They're not smooth.
Are there any footprints?
About 10 feet in diameter. Yes. The majority of those footprint. Let me say this right. There are a number of footprints in the tunnel. Yeah, you saw quite a bit up in the storehouse. Doesn't seem to be that many, but there still are a good number of footprints. Also, not fresh. Looks
Not
like
fresh,
it's been a little while since someone has come through here.
Is there any indication of the materials that we're looking for, like that dust or anything like that in this area, like fragments that maybe fell off or dropped out or something like that?
You're not noticing anything like that. And you did roll pretty high.
Any smells that are
Okay.
unusual?
So you do find maybe like little wooden splinters. Yeah, so maybe a box got banged or just something naturally, a little chip fell off.
Mm-hmm.
But just wood, not alchemical substances, at least not that you're seeing.
So where are we right now, and what are our...
You proceed through this tunnel, and it leads to a cave hewn from the rock. It looks tunneled out, again, in this kind of rough way, rough and basic, but still intentional. The cave is about 80 feet in diameter, so pretty good sized cave room, half of which the ground is water. So it kind of leads down to water. So
that took a while to make.
You see a couple things. There are two in this cave on the dry land part, or the dry rock part, we might say. There are two openings, like leading to a tunnel or a room or something. Actually, I'll just tell you because you guys are searching this out, and it's fine. There are two rooms, two small chambers. The first one does not have much in it. There is a large lamp, and there is a book. It's a book about the history of Barnacle and its surrounding environs. There's not a lot in that first chamber. The second chamber has a bit more. There's a sleeping cot. There's a rack that looks like it's made for armor. There's nothing on it. There's a small table with a couple chairs. There's a jar with some dried squid, a jar half full of grove sheen, a pipe, a small bag of scrap metal, a wooden coffer with towels. And then, like I said, the second half, the kind of far half of the cave, drops off into water. And you look in the water, and you've got the light spell that vapor produced, and you can see about 5 feet below the surface of the water is a heavy grating, a heavy metal grating.
Does the water, is it like a pool, or does it actually go deep? Like, is
There
like
is a
cavern
tunnel.
underneath?
Yeah, there's a massive
yeah.
water tunnel.
That's what I was
So-
thinking. Yeah.
But that grating blocks access to the tunnel.
Is there
Salt
like a
salt water.
lever?
This is seawater.
Is there like a lever or a button?
No,
or
you see
something
no lever or button. And
Has it been opened? Can we tell? Does it seem
yeah,
like it's
yeah.
sealed?
And Adriel got a really high investigation, so I'm kind of like letting that roll because it's kind of the same thing still. So
Speeds things
we can safely assume that the information I'm giving you is pretty complete here. So Adriel can tell it has been opened before, right? It does look like it is a grating that opens downwards. It's a pretty heavy, large thing. It looks like it opens downward like that and gives access to this. It's a big, a really large
underwater
tunnel.
Was this
and
open
just
recently?
by just looking at the direction that it goes, it is heading in the direction of the sea.
Is there
so
like
it
a
goes out to sea.
Yeah, it
Is
looks
there
like it
like
goes
a
out to sea.
Okay. Was this opened recently?
As best you can tell, yes.
About
It
3
doesn't.
weeks
It doesn't.
ago.
It's not like crusted over or covered in barnacles or. It's and also Adriel, you can tell that this was not fashioned long ago. This doesn't look like the old giant's construction. This looks like something that was made in recent years.
So
This is
search-
this is everything we see.
Yeah, is there anything else in here? You just kind of described it seemed kind of mundane.
There are those two
Is there-
chambers. The first one doesn't have much in it. The second one looks like someone sleeps there. It has like an armor rack and some food and stuff, some smoke, towels.
I mean, is there like any like chests or boxes or things that we can look through?
Yeah, you look through that wooden coffer. It just really has towels, maybe a couple clean undergarments that a person would wear.
Are there so that
It looks
that
like
book
somebody sleeps in here or uses it.
Yeah.
that book that you said was like the history of Barnacle. Like,
Mhm.
if I flip through it, is there like sketches or
Yeah, yeah.
indication?
You've seen this book before. You guys have probably
Okay.
all seen it. It's like, it's a book that's a decently common one. Like there's copies of it in existence, and yeah, it just goes over the history of
Ba-
Barnacle, the surrounding environments and regions and locations.
Based off of my knowledge of like the I guess the layout of Barnacle, if we're underground and we're coming up at the sea, where would this be? Like where would this sea part be in Barnacle, if that makes sense? Like is
South of the
outside?
port.
Yeah.
Yeah, south of the port.
So here's my thought, though. I should go in there and see where it leads. I have a
Yeah.
swim speed. We could guess at where it's going, but why don't we look? Because there's probably stuff that we'll only know by looking.
Right.
I think I think Walykos is onto something. It'd be good to
The
actually get an
the
idea.
gaps in the grating would not typically allow a person to pass through.
Oh, that's right.
I would have to
Right.
open it.
That, which is why it's a kind of a problem that it opens downward, because it would be a lot easier to pull it open than it would be to force it downward. But
Why?
Is there
Well,
there
'cause,
nothing? and
you know,
there's
we're outside of the water. We could pull it from on land.
And there's no like there's nothing here, like no levers.
someone's-
No, you don't
Sure.
see any levers, cranks, chains, nothing, and it definitely has like the metal catch so that it doesn't come up. It
must
only
be-
goes
it must-
down.
It must be open from the other side. That's my
Why?
suspicion.
No, I don't. Why must it be open from the other side? Can't you just open it so that it goes down?
Well,
or-
I'm assuming it's locked. Like I'm assuming. I mean, is
That's
it not
weird.
locked?
Is
Could
there,
we
is
just-
there some
Okay,
sort of latch?
Sure. So, I can speed this up. So you guys experiment with it a bit, and it doesn't open. Now,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
th-
was, yeah.
no one's like tried to blast it with their strongest spell or anything yet. You just do regular things, but it does seem like it's. I don't know. There's some way to open this, and you're not sure what it is. Why don't?
And
Why don't? Let's see. There's got to be a skill that we could use to
I was gonna
figure
use
this.
my thieves tools maybe, like to see if I,
I think
could like, pick it open.
investigation. I think an investigation check specifically about this grating. Why don't you do that? Arachna's going to roll one as well.
I could do it.
Aygir, with his specific mechanical know-how, probably might know something.
I
Let's
got
have
14.
No advantage or anything on this.
All right, Aygir actually did really, really well.
I rolled pretty badly. I only got a 9.
Have a 25.
Ooh. So it was a pretty high DC, but Aygir got it.
18 plus 7.
Aygir, you look at the way this thing is constructed and the components. This grating is operated by a large magnet. Something needs to have a large magnet. It's a magnetic operation.
Like it's magnetically closed, like held closed by a magnet, or a magnet is supposed to pull it open.
The magnet will open it and close it, but it would have to be a rather large one. It's not a magnet that a person would be carrying, not like a handheld thing.
Vapors shoot it with lightning. Supercharged magnet.
Give me
So
the
that's
metal.
assuming
Let's
it's
see
an
what I can do.
electromagnet. Wait, so
No,
the magnet,
seriously, Vapor will give that a shot.
the magnet is not attached to the
Hang on.
grate itself. The magnet is somehow separate.
That's what I'm wondering. I don't understand. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see the what would it be called? The counterpart magnet here.
Huh.
Well, here's the thing. Someone's been sleeping here. Can we tell that they've been here recently? Or is this like weeks old?
Right.
Recently.
Like,
Okay.
That
still fresh.
more lived in chamber. Yeah, someone's been
So
here recently.
Definitely more recently than we last heard about there being activity here.
Yes.
More recently than the smuggling event with the
Yeah.
crackle powder and the Bright Star. Okay.
Yep.
So
And whoever's been
here's-
staying here doesn't look like they've taken that tunnel going up.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh.
say this is where I bet Zelix is staying in the city.
Okay, well, so magnets could be, if there's some magnetic opening thing, that could be something you could put perhaps in, like, a heavy platform iron boot and somehow use that maybe or
You think it needs to be
Maybe-
bigger than that even?
okay.
You're thinking
Alright, well,
you're thinking it needs to be a pretty sizable magnet.
it still though seems like this could be the place where he's been
Yeah.
staying.
So here's our options. We could wait for him to come back because he comes here to sleep, or we could try to follow him through this grate. The problem is I don't want to break the grate.
Because then he knows we're here, yeah.
Yeah. Arachno, do you have any thoughts on this? Like, how would you handle this if you were alone?
I've never seen anything like this before. I wonder if I could squeeze through that.
You
Oh,
are
he's
smaller.
small, it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't look particularly enthusiastic about the idea, though. Because he'd have to be under the water, and if he gets stuck in that, that would be
Death.
terrible.
We could tie a rope around him.
Well, let me look through the grate. Is there anything on the other side?
I also
down there.
climb much better than I swim.
I swim pretty well, and I can mage hand if we can see a lever or something on the other side.
This is going out to sea.
Mm-hmm.
What do we think we would gain from going through this grate? Could we not go up onto land and then go into the seawater and come up through the tunnel if we want to inspect the tunnel?
We assume, that this goes out to sea, which makes sense. But what if it also goes other places? What if the
What-
tunnel connects with other tunnels?
Why don't we could go back up top,
Okay.
and then go to out the city wall, and we'll be at cliffs, right? And we'll just go down the cliffs.
Nobody.
And you're a good swimmer, you said, and then you could swim down underwater, however far
And
this
look
is,
for-
and come
look
up
for
the
it.
other way through the water tunnel. You might be out of
Makes
it
sense.
alone.
I mean, alone was kind of what I was thinking for this exploration. Worst case, I find an enemy and I have to get away. But I have ways of doing that, hopefully. So, here's my thoughts. What about, okay, has anyone touched anything in here? Do we need to put things back exactly the way they are? I want him to not know that we were here.
Right.
If we can't follow up on this immediately.
We can just make sure that that's the case, that we've restored it to the way we saw it. I imagine Aygir didn't disturb anything just since he was looking around the grate itself, would have only disturbed like water.
Yeah, Adriel definitely would not have been like moving or touching
we-
anything if
And
he
we've
didn't need
looked
to.
for secret doors in here as well, just because I know there was a secret door.
That I don't know that we did.
Yeah.
I covered that with Adriel's 28,
Okay.
and he didn't come up with any secret doors.
Okay.
So there's two ways in and out of here. The one above, which he doesn't
Yes.
use, and then this one, which presumably he smuggled stuff into the warehouse up top, then took it out to sea.
Well,
Let's see what. Let me investigate the tunnel and we'll find out.
yeah,
So
he
let's
might
go
have,
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he might have come in that way.
There
I'm
has
not
to
sure.
be. Yeah, there has to be more to this than we're seeing
Right.
at this moment. All right, we go back up, Esper, after making sure everything's nice and the way we, left it when we came in.
Right.
Vapor, do you have the ability to erase our footsteps?
Oh, I already did that. Pass without trace.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's true.
Pass without trace does leave no signs of our no
It
tracks.
is very clever of you. Well done.
Well, I thought we might also need it. Yeah. So
You all, can you cast another pass without trace? I'm sure it's been over
Okay,
an
if it's-
hour by now.
I could. It would use up my only other second level slot, but
I think it's worth it. since
Yeah,
the
I'm
rest of
sure
them
it's
not
been
done.
over an hour. Okay, so you recast to continue with the passed out trace, and then you let's see, are you all going up to the main floor now, and then Walykos? No, you're probably all going out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Get out
Okay,
of
so
the
you all leave the
warehouse.
storehouse, and then you, whatever, nail it back up quietly, or just kind of jam the door in, and then you travel east
to the edge of the cliff. Yeah.
East. You probably have to go over some buildings. So what I imagine is like Walykos and Arachno scale up like a 2 or 3 story house, and then lower down a rope, and then the others climb up there, and then you run
the roofs.
Yeah, you gotta find some spot, because on the other side of this wall, it's basically just cliff. You probably find
we can climb speed.
Yeah, but where's the party? Maybe the party just waits up there.
That's my thought. Like, you guys wait at the top.
You just find a place that's not awkward to wait, right? Maybe a place that's kind of flatter or something.
Why not Arachno come down
a wall,
to the water with
a square wall support?
Yeah, if we're climbing
somewhere that has a good
I
view, somewhere where we can get a good vantage point to see like that they're
and then
okay,
over the wall, it's just just like this drop down, and then like rocky cliffs, and then there's like the sea. Oh, I bet I've got a good ambience for this. Let's see.
Vapor, re-up your light spell on a little piece of something that I can keep with me while I'm underwater.
Yeah. Picks up some broken rock or something and tosses it to Walykos.
And I'm just going to tuck that in my pocket. I'm not going to have it out unless I need it. That way I'm not lighting up the whole area. Nice, that's very nice.
It's a little loud.
Yeah, it is. It's a little bit loud.
But he's adjusting now.
Okay. So Walykos, you see the night ocean, and the 2 moons are shining, reflecting on the water. It's windy. The temperature's kind of cool, so you imagine this water is going to be cold. You ready for this?
I have a mournful moment as I look at the mirror surface of the water. And then, let's do this. Arachno,
right.
You're going to come down with me just part of the way.
There's a rock down there. See that jut out? I'll stay there.
Just in case I need to send a message back up.
All right, and then you 3 post up here, and hopefully this will go without hitch.
Walykos, shouldn't you tie yourself on a rope or something, just in case?
No, I'll be fine.
So Walykos, you scale down. You and Arachno scale down the city wall. Then you scale down the rock cliff. Arachno puts out on a jut that's a little bit above the water, and then there's the rocks and the ocean waves smashing against, and you dive in. You've got this swim speed, so you go through the water quite readily, and whoa, it's cold. Like that first bit there is just like, okay, you're awake now. You're really awake now, and
Polar Bear Club.
Yeah. You go in the water, and you're swimming along. You've got dark vision, so that helps you, and you are making your way. What's that?
If I can be stealthy somehow, my cloak lets me blend in even while being observed.
Okay.
If I'm lightly obscured.
Okay, sure.
So if there's
yeah, that definitely helps.
If there is something that's looking towards me, I could justify making a high check, is what I'm saying, in case we need to.
I'll let you know. I don't think that we're going to need that. And since
just ask for a stealth check, and I will make it. Yeah.
I'll put it this way. If this were a different circumstance, I would have you roll stealth, and I'd probably have you roll athletics as well to swim in the rough waters. But it's not pressing enough, so you don't have any stress upon you, and you're just doing your average best, and that's fine. So you go down under the water, and bloop, 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 you go down. Ooh, I think I got some underwater ambience too. Okay, cool. So you're under the water, and you go down a good ways, right? This is not just like, to the bottom of the 8-foot pool. No, it's you go down a good ways, and it gets real dark, but you've got this light rock, and you've got the dark vision, and then you come across it. It's this big open tunnel in the rock of the earth. It's quite large. This underwater tunnel, it's got a, let's see, what kind of diameter does it have? Got my notes over here. It's about a, just roughly looking at it, 25 to 35, somewhere in that range diameter tunnel. So it's pretty wide. And you swim it, and you swim, and you swim, and you get up the tunnel, and you come up to that grating. There it is. It's like heavy iron or other metal type grating.
How long does it take me to get there? Because, I mean, holding my breath, I should be pretty good, but...
What is your constitution score?
14.
14, you probably want to go back.
Okay.
You're probably yeah, I need to go back.
This is an exploration.
Yeah,
I get there, and now I know how to get there quicker. My swim speed is 35 feet, if that matters.
That's what really helps you. Yeah. If you were swimming at a normal pace, you would not have made this. Okay.
Correct.
So you quickly go back, and you get back up the surface of the water. Like that kind of took everything you had.
Sure.
But you didn't notice anything else. There aren't any branch off tunnels.
It's
it
a
seems
single tunnel.
Yeah, it's straightforward.
So this is how they get in and out, but why to the sea? Like, you think they'd want to go into the city somehow. But I look around the area for anything else out here. Maybe there's some sort of, I don't know, something out here around this area.
Well, so in and out of
The kind of like cliffs area.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking for, but
okay. Yeah, go ahead and roll a perception check.
sure. 24.
Are you utilizing the light rock?
I would pull it out when I start getting close to things.
Okay.
And just like covering it with my hands, do a little peek.
Okay.
Like this. That way it's directional rather than in all directions, if you know what I mean. It's more like a flashlight than a light up my position.
You only find one thing, and I don't know what you're going to make out of it, but it catches your eye at least. There's something that is washed up. It's not really a shore here, so it's just kind of like washed up on some of the rocks and stuck there. It's a large mollusk, like a large clam type creature. There's a lot of these like ocean mollusky crustacean things around here. It's called barnacle for a reason.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing. Like, it's not a regular clam that's like the size of the palm of your hand. It's like a big, like, whoa, your arm lengths, and it's just smashed. Like half of it, like half the side of it is just completely smashed, and it's like, did someone take a freaking maul to this thing? It's not a bite. There's no bite marks. There's no scratch marks like claws. It doesn't look like a predator animal was eating this. The flesh is still inside the thing.
Well,
But it's just smashed by something big and heavy.
It might have been the guy killed it because it was a threat to his coming and going, is my guess.
Maybe it's in the way.
Yeah, I'll go up and I'll talk to Arachno. I'll climb back up, I guess, and tell him what I found. I wish I understood the advantage and why it's a magnet. Like, this is very strange.
I've never seen anything like this before.
I mean, honestly, he's been sleeping there regularly, so he must come back. I think our best chance is to catch him.
There were
when he
two
returns.
chambers.
Yeah.
So who else would have been with Cell X?
Could have been any number of. Belvander had many.
Yes, there's the three, right?
There were
the three allies: the Wormbait and Klein and Jib.
Jib, yeah.
Maybe one of them.
Could be.
And we know that, or at least we heard that Wormbait is away. He's on a ship headed towards the Cloud Step.
Yep.
And then the other two, we're not sure who they are, where they are, how they figure into all of this.
Yes, that's right. Honestly, I think we just have to catch him because I've got no other ideas at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Is there some way? Do you think?
Are you thinking of staying here tonight?
Yeah. So, my thought is we could work it out that it's a pincer, so that there's two ways in and out. We don't want him going out the back way. What if we watch this entrance from stealth and see when he comes back, and then people go in from above while we come in from, or what if we just block it off? What if we wait till he comes in and we block it somehow so they can't get out this way?
That makes some sense.
Cork it up, if you will.
So the question then becomes: are you all wanting to stay here, like keep a watch here tonight?
I'm fine with losing some sleep. I know we got important stuff tomorrow, but
this could be the difference between something blowing up and something not blowing up. So.
I think it's very important that we catch him because I agree with Walykos. I don't think there's really a better solution other than just wait for him to show up.
Sure. So
with all due respect to the Duke, this is more important to us than flying out in search of that ship is.
Yeah, if we have to, we cancel that. Like, we do what we got to do.
Right.
But this is something we can act on at this moment. I'm always for take the opportunity in front of you than the potential.
Yeah.
For something.
I agree. We should just stake out the night.
So you all stake it out here this night, and you set up, probably watches, and you are aware of this underwater tunnel.
Does anyone have the? Oh wait, you can't do rituals. I was going to say, Vapor. If you have this ritual, you could do the alarm ritual, and if it could get a mental.
Well, I'm gonna save us all a little bit of time. Nothing happens.
Yay!
No one comes in the night. Nothing appears.
Yeah, he's either invisible or we just are missing him. Yeah, he's gone.
If he was invisible, we probably would have heard it.
Well, it's also possible that he's already done whatever he was doing here. It could be that he was...
The one room does seem pretty cleared out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Joy. So
we maybe missed him by like a few days.
I've still got the underwater stuff going on. Oh my goodness. All right.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. Well, I guess we give it up come dawn.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't show up, then
let's try and get a couple hours sleep. Thank you, Arachno, for staying watch with us.
Right.
I feel like
Arachno's actually already left, and he's like,
all right. So Arachno is going to rest as well, and he will speak with you when you all come back from your scouting of the ocean ruins.
Now this may be risky, and we can kind of speed through it a little bit, but I think an Aygir might approach Arachno and just say, I can stay up a little bit longer. Do we want to just stop by the meeting place and see if we can see anything? Just maybe scout it out a bit?
I will.
Right now?
I will. So, well, dawn has broken.
We have to go. Dawn is when we're leaving.
Well, Arachno's a night operative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
He, unlike you all, he doesn't have these fancy daytime. Well,
sure.
Actually, I say that.
He's
but
got a identity.
Yeah, actually, here's what he would say. He says, I will go take a look. I need to change first, though. I will speak with you all when you come back from your scouting mission.
You're going to tell us who or what you are very, very soon, if you want to continue working with us.
I am a person who is concerned with the well-being of everyone in this nation.
So you say.
Oh, also, I think we already discussed this, but Arachno, would you be interested in joining the Vanguard in the future soon?
I believe he could only join. I could believe he could only join, though, and I kind of agree with Aygir if he tells us who he is.
Yeah, well, that's. I want to put the idea in his head that maybe he can trust us.
You know, Adriel, you and I don't see eye to eye on just everything, but right with you on that one.
Well, I want him to know that we are extending that trust to him.
It's not even a trust thing for me. I just want to know.
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
shut up, Aygir.
And that's,
You're
and
ruining
that's
it.
where, and that's where our agreement ends.
We will see, but for now, I believe we can call each other allies,
Yes.
and
Well,
Suit yourself.
I am pleased with that.
All right. Then let us continue this discussion when we get back.
Before we
Yeah.
before we leave to do the I guess the warship rescue party, I would like to write a letter to be sent to the dinner that date that I had, just in case
House
I don't
Honeybeak?
show up. Yeah, just in case I don't show up, so they know. And I would I put thieves' cants in it? No, I won't put thieves' cant. There's no reason to, because I'll just indicate that I have important business to do with the Duke. I should be back before the end of the day, but if not, that's where I'm at.
Okay.
Like, basically indicate like I have
Basically
no way of really getting out of
excuses.
this. Well, basically,
Yeah.
I can't get out of it. Like the Duke himself asked me. It's like I can't just say no.
You still want to make the date, but you're not sure that you will. Yeah.
I'm a part of the Vanguard. I'm a knight. I mean, I got duties.
Well, the wedding is off. Never been so insulted in my life. Anyways, yeah, Esper, I'm fine with moving things along.
Okay.
I know we're going to be a little tired, but maybe we can take some coffee.
Okay. Yeah, smoke
There
a
coffee
little.
in this world?
Smoke a little bit of what is it called? Zagape.
Zagape.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
the
You all get a
caffeine.
rest for a while. You wake up. You eat a breakfast. You smoke some Zagape for a little perk, and you head back to Long Keep, and you all mount up alongside the Sky Knights,
Let's
and
go.
you take to the air, and you fly, and it is exhilarating.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can
Yeah.
touch
Well,
the
we believe that the kite sail that you're sitting on.
I was
can
going to
fly.
say the kite sail can fly. You can't. As the kite sail does a barrel roll and drops you.
Luckily, I have my rope though. I'm attached.
So you're hanging by 1 foot. You know.
All right. You all take to flight, and you are heading east, and you quickly clear the coast. Yeah, the sea cliffs and the walls of Barnacle, and Haven Port, and soon there's just nothing but blue water beneath you, and you're flying by. The brisk wind is whipping in your face. Makes your eyes water a little bit. And all the Sky Knights, they've got their helmets on, their plumes and their capes are flapping in the wind. They've got various weapons. I think that
Do we not have goggles or something for the wind? No goggles.
It's not that windy. You're just on a flying creature.
Aygir has a visored helmet. Suit yourself.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
Aygir's got the
just
right
imagine Adriel's just like fully suited.
They
for,
they
like,
do
flying
they
gear.
do offer you all a helm, like a proper kite sail soldier's helm.
I'll
And
take
it
one.
does cut down on the wind. What's it called? Wind shear? Wind. Anyways. Let's see. Rigby, Brackenbluff, and Raynar Haven's Word. They have great swords and heavy crossbows. And then Penn Drakestone has a longsword and a javelin and a shield. And Varric Mantavale has short bow, longsword, and shield. You're all riding kite sails. Sir Penn Drakestone's kite sail is a majestic beast. It is clearly a more elite form of kite sail. It's even a little bit faster. Its colorations, its markings are a bit different than the others. It's even a little bit bigger and stronger. And it has a dark gray body with these cream-colored wings. It has a snout beak that is bright yellow and bright red, and a larger fangs and claws as well. So he's got the kind of greater kite sail. And so you all fly with the sea rushing past you, and you see the waves and the surf, constantly below you, and the beasts are pretty exhilarating and thrilling to fly, and you're making good time soaring over the waters. And then you start to see it in the distance, the indications of Tastanietsat, this old giant ruin with a name that's very difficult to pronounce. And you see the columns and stony bits that remain from the old siege of Eaberg, and you zip and fly this way and that between these stony columns that jut up from the water. And you can see then, after that, in the distance, the looming fortress itself. It is a rather large, stony composition of platforms and supports rising up out of the water, briny incrustations and barnacles clinging to its sides, broken in some areas. It has a big circular fortress or citadel at the center of the big platform with these thick columns supporting it. There are these stony bridges that branch off of it for these like substructures that adjoin to it. One of the bridges looks heavily damaged, and like chunks of it have actually fallen out. And so you see these various stone forms just jutting up, and then the large central one rising up like a big stony titan out of the water. And you all can make perception checks to scout the area, or to look and behold what you see at the distance.
Alrighty.
I got a 21.
I got a 23.
Aygir, scanning the horizon, comes up with not as good as that, but not bad.
Unfortunately, Vapor, with having only one eye and having to deal with the wind, doesn't see Scott. I got a 3.
Another 3. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't think I can use this dice anymore. It has turned traitor on me.
I have a 19.
Put in the die jail.
I gotta find where I put my prison.
I've been rolling well today, and I can only assume it's karmic retribution for yesterday, where I played a session of a game where it was a combat heavy session, and I rolled exactly 1 hit. Whole session, 1 hit.
No, you have.
Makes you want to roll up a sorcerer with magic missile.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So run those numbers past me once again.
So I got a 23, Walykos got a 21, and
Nice.
Aygir got a 19.
Okay. Walykos, Adriel. Actually, just you two.
Wow. High DC.
Yeah. Well, this is seeing
again,
this is seeing how far away you see something. So you see this.
with your
you see this.
eyes?
You see this at a pretty far distance. Well, I can actually give you an estimate. You see this at a distance of about 500 feet from the main structure. So, there's this kind of domed ceiling, domed roof, and then these heavy columns supporting it, and then this big, multi-faceted platform support structure that supports that. There are people in there, like on a lookout, and they're like looking at you, like they're seeing your approach on these kite sails, and that seems to really rouse them. They seem very concerned, and they kind of run from their post inside that, back into the
Are
I'll-
we able
Citadel,
to
let's
talk
call
or
it.
communicate at all?
Yeah, can we like talk?
You can shout to your allies nearby.
Can I
Yeah.
like go close? Yeah, and shout.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same thing.
All right, so you shout and say there are people at that
Yes.
citadel, and they are
Is
rallying or rousing or something at our
this
approach.
is this a normal thing, or is this
No, it's just an abandoned giant ruin.
This is.
There should be
these-
nobody here.
This
They
sounds
shout back
hostile.
to you over the winds.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
think we should
expect
make
an
haste.
Attack. Yeah,
As I'm seeing there's somebody.
I want
We're
to.
going in, right?
We
Yeah, I
have
wanna
to.
kinda-
We can't afford to be taken out while we're over the sea. We need to go fast, and I'm going to just like start speeding as quickly as I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna
towards it.
give my kite sail the command on the double.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
same.
was just about to say the same thing. Vapor wasn't gonna wait. He's going in.
It
Yeah.
goes after burners.
All right, so you all move. You fly ahead. Like let's go, and not hesitate.
Yep.
Wait, it gives them time to react and.
Yeah. We don't want to like be because we're 500 feet away, so a dash is
Kite sails move at how
140.
much?
It's 70, so
140
70 feet
with
is
a
your
dash.
move. Yep.
But 140 feet with a dash, so that's pretty fast. I mean, we can get there in 4 rounds. Less
I'm
than
gonna
4 rounds.
share screen
It's like 18
on
seconds.
Discord with you all. How do I do this here?
Yes.
Share your screen. Okay, let's make sure I share the right screen. Yeah. Okay, are you guys seeing that on
Here's
the
the screen.
Discord?
Now.
Yep.
Indeed.
Aha.
And then
Okay.
on the stream, I will share this. Okay,
It wonders
so I've
if
zoomed out
technology
quite a
ends.
bit.
Yes, yes.
I've zoomed out a lot.
That's okay. That's good for the starting, and we'll go from there.
So
Music
it's a,
has changed, comrades.
yes,
Something is happening.
something is happening. Yes.
Did the game just save? Oh shit!
Yeah, we see. Like everyone
If
just stopped for a
only,
moment.
if only. All right, so just to make sure we're all on the same page, this is what I've been describing.
Yes.
Right.
Whoops. Okay. Do you guys see this arrow pointer?
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Okay.
Good.
So this here actually has like a domed roof on top of it. And then there's this interior space of it as well. Then there's this like big, heavy support structure. Then there are these branching off areas, and they each have like a smaller fortress. There's quite a bit of damage. And then you guys are flying like amongst these ruined columns and stony archways. Now, I just guessed the formation that you all would be in, but we can change this if you all think you would have been in a different formation.
I probably would be further in the front since I'm more of a melee weapon user as well.
Okay, so here is. I'll show you the NPCs first. This is
Good to know.
Pendrakestone here. There's Pendrakestone. There is Rigby Brackenbluff. There is Raynar Havenward. And here is Varric Mantevale, the cousin of Adriel. And then we got Aygir, Walykos, Vapor, and Adriel. So Adriel.
I'd be
you'd
in the
be-
front next to Walykos, I think.
Okay. So we don't want them to be terribly close to each other, because you are, like flying and trying to take precautions. Okay.
Yeah, if those two are kind of on each other's wings, Aygir
Try
will
not to
kind
give
of
easy targets. Yeah.
right. Aygir will kind of go up on Pendrakestone's wing, not close enough to run into him or present a target-rich environment, but close enough to watch in case anything's like coming at him.
Is that good? The starting position there. You guys are gonna be moving in just a second, anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Vapor, I put you the back
Yeah,
line.
that's
Is that what you
fine.
want?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. This is a really large map, so each of these squares actually represents 10 feet.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yep. All right, so you all can go ahead and do a move. Do you
Can we
all
get
just want to move
initiative?
straight forward?
I would like to actually break to the left a little bit, spread out, so we come at from different angles, in case they come at us with ranged attacks.
Right.
I'm gonna
area
stick.
attacks.
I'm gonna stick with Walykos. And then the other people I think can also spread out as well.
Okay,
And
something
this-
like over here, Walykos.
Yeah, and this way, if they're throwing fireball-like attacks at us, they have to pick their groups that they go for.
Exactly. Or like rains of arrows or anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
And it gives us options for maneuvering.
Okay, so something like that for Adriel and Walykos.
Yeah, and then for Aygir and Pendrakestone, basically the exact. I was thinking
Whoops.
we'd go out to the right a little bit. Like,
Well, you could go to the right, but Penn wants to.
okay,
straight
well,
line.
I'll stay more or less on his
wow,
wing then.
pin Drakestone with the super fast like
yeah.
kite cell because he's special and all that.
Aygir, where did you want to be?
More or less on his wing, the same way that Adriel is for Walykos, etc.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I thought we'd fan out to the right a little bit, but not if he's going there.
I mean, we don't see the enemy as with, catapults
And Vapor?
fireballs.
Vapor is actually going to do something a little different. He's going to go straight, but he's going to dive down towards the water.
Okay, you want to go straight and
He's
you want to
skimming
get low to the water?
Yeah, so he's pretty much skimming across the surface of the water.
Got elevation change.
All right, you skim
Esper,
the
there's
water.
a way to mark elevation if you need to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you can double click on the tokens, and there's in their properties. You know how you go to their properties on their sheet.
Mhm.
There's an elevation little thing that you can say this many, and then when you hover your mouse over them, it'll actually show in the corner.
I think you have to double click
Properties.
it.
Yeah, you have to go into properties of the token. So,
Okay. Double click it.
yeah, do you see the properties?
Elevation. Okay.
So I guess
And if-
Vapor would have like a 0 elevation being
Well,
sea level.
Just type something in and then hover your mouse back over it on the main map, and you'll see what I mean by.
Okay. It's not letting me type into elevation.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
No worries.
it probably won't matter. I just wanted to let you know that it's an option.
Okay.
If things get
Sure.
confusing,
I'll check into that
you
later.
can use it. Yeah.
Okay. And then now at this point, I do want you all to roll for initiative, as there is something happen, and initiative tracking will be needed.
Alright.
Wow, I can never roll a good initiative. Amazing.
Yeah, this was just an unfortunate roll for me, but I'd rather roll low during initiative than.
I don't think I've like rolled like a good initiative in the past like 3 or 4 combats.
Well, the good news is we're still far enough away that
Yeah.
a bunch of our initiatives are just going to be moving, unfortunately. Yeah.
Should we put it in the chat probably so that?
Yeah.
Just tell me who got the highest.
Is anything higher than a 19? I really am rolling pretty well this session so far. I say jinxing it, I'm sure.
What
can everyone-
Walykos get?
Walykos
got
got
a
a 5. Oh wow.
Vapor
15. On the
and
initiative.
Adriel.
11.
Okay.
So it was like a 19, 15, 11, 5.
What
What
is
is
your
your-
dexterity score?
The 11,
Aygir.
15.
Aygir.
Okay.
My dexterity score is not fantastic. I think it's a 10. It is a dexterity 14.
Okay, got it. I'm gonna have a bunch of stuff organized in just 1 second here.
Sure.
Yes, okay, cool. I feel pretty organized here. All right, so we're going to take this by initiative because that's going to be the easiest way to keep things organized. I'm going to go to pin Drakestone. He,
Oh, you know
let's
what?
see.
Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. I added that.
He swoops through this arch here and bravely flies onward. He is flying at he's flying at an elevation to get some amount of cover from this opening there. I know we're real zoomed out, So I hope that's okay for you guys. All right, Pendrake's son went to there. All right, then we go to Varric Mantvale. Varric, there he is. He'll swoop to the archway as well. And whoops, he can get to there. All right, then we go to something that you all don't know.
Can we not see anything on the top?
Those people, there was like 2, maybe 3 people that you saw on watch. They ran inside the fortress, so they're out of your field of vision now.
Gotcha.
Okay. Where is that? There it is. Okay. Got it. Aygir. Where do you want to go?
Okay, so Pendrakestone is where again? This is a very zoomed out map. It's hard to see which dot
Right
is
here.
dot.
Right here.
Okay, I am staying on his wing. You know, he's our commander here. Want to make sure that nothing bad happens to him. Maybe I'll go a little bit slightly ahead of him, like maybe level with that next non-ruined pillar to the right, if I can. Is that... I can't tell how far that is.
140 gets you to there.
Okay.
You're gonna be like that?
That was a dash, right? So yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And the two knights, Rigby and Raynar. I'm gonna move them. We're gonna go over here. Okay. And something. Oops. This is for Walykos and Adriel. You all just, the two of you, you just saw 2 people run out of this like substructure here. They are dwarves. They are clearly dwarves. Just, you can tell by their body proportions and the way they walk or the way they run. You just saw 2 dwarves run out of this substructure, and they headed this way, and then they went out of sight because they're just behind the fortress structure. You can't see them.
I mean, if it's free, I would call out to the rest of our party, like,
Yeah.
dwarves on the right.
Okay. Vapor.
I think
We're going
did
to
we
you
lose
now.
Did we lose Walykos?
Oh my goodness, we lost Walykos.
Did he just like fall into the water? He's dead now. Everything's over.
No, he's still
maybe.
connected on Discord, so...
Oh, there he is.
Is he back?
Sorry about that. My Zoom was completely not letting me do anything with it.
Okay. I have a backup view that I can go to. It's definitely simpler, but it works in a pinch.
I'm sorry. No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep. Okay, so we're on to
Okay.
Vapor now.
Okay. Vapor
What?
is just going to fly straight ahead.
What was the thing that you were saying for me? I'm sorry. I missed all that.
Oh, you
Well,
missed that.
Oh,
Okay.
there's some dwarves coming in from the right.
Okay. Are they
Yeah.
on that little tower?
Yeah,
that-
this right tower or substructure, you and Adriel just saw two dwarves run across. They like dashed out real quick, and then they got the field of vision. They got blocked.
And Adriel already called it out to the rest of the party.
Got it. Continue. Sorry.
Okay, and then Vapor, you go forward, dash. Where's Vapor?
And he's just staying, like skimming along the surface of the water.
Cool. Okay, Vapor's there.
Is Vapor making vapor on the water? Like,
There are, depending on how low the kite sail gets, there could be mist flying up from the speed.
I missed. You mean vapor?
Yes. There are vapor trails behind his kite sail.
Give me one sec. I just realized I forgot to put something down that needs to be down there. Okay, there we go. Got it. Okay. Cool. That works. All right. Adriel, onto you now.
I'll also fly up as far as I can. Maybe veering a little bit to the left, I suppose, so that I'm not right next to everyone.
Okay. Do you want to be like right here?
Yep, that looks good.
And Walykos too?
Yes, me as well. Same sort of angle.
You like that?
Yeah, that's fine. We still have like 3 more turns before we can get there.
Yeah.
Maybe. You guys are pretty fast. All right. Okay. Don't mind me. Just making notes about stuff.
It's fine.
Good things for us, I suppose, like giving us boons, not bans.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. All right, we turn now to Pin Drakestone. Let's see. He's going to swoop up a little bit and do kind of like a fly by.
Oh, look, I'm Pin Drakestone, and I do fancy things because I have a really special flying creature.
It is. Yeah. Better watch that lip there, son.
Aygir
You
is
took
gonna,
the archetype too. You could do it.
As well as that, Aygir is gonna shout, "So Drakestone, don't isolate yourself!"
Yeah, he's just doing a flyby to scout things, and I rolled a perception check on him.
Drakestone's gonna die first, isn't he? He's gonna get like shot down by everything.
I've seen enough movies to know where this is going.
An ancient dragon just pops up and just bites him in half.
Yeah, the ancient green dragon, just like.
He shouts, so you can kind of hear his voice from that near distance. There are forces mustering here.
Mustard? What? Mustard? No,
yeah. So he's saying that he's seeing forces mustering.
Esper, can you give me a distance to the platform from my model?
Looks about to be
150 feet is how much I need to know.
300 feet.
So after 140 feet, I would be within 150 feet of the edge.
What if he just went straight instead of diagonal? How close would he be?
I mean, whatever. It's fine. Basically, it's not going to happen.
285 to there.
Yeah, it's not going to happen next turn. It might happen the turn after that. Then it's fine.
Just a quick question. This is a ruined castle, you said?
Fortress.
Okay. Is it like?
Yeah.
So
like
it's in the water. It's like in the water. Does it like go
rises up out of the water?
Rises up out of the water. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most certainly, I'm sure it does.
But like that top platform, like that's not resting on the surface of the water, right?
No, not at all. It rises up like 100 feet out of the water.
I was curious in the case like if we got like knocked off, if we'd be able to like
yeah, it's high up there. It's like 100 feet off from the surface of the waves.
It goes both ways.
Yeah,
they get knocked off.
We're doing Varric.
We do have the high ground at the moment.
Yeah,
for what it's worth, yeah. Varric weaves between some columns and goes to get closer to Pin, and let me see if this will be a thing now. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Oh my. All right. So.
Fireball.
Something surfaces in the water. It's not going to stay at the surface, but it surfaces for just a bit.
GG Vapor.
Kraken, dragon turtle.
Something surfaces. Some kind of water vessel.
Ah. Ooh.
It's a
The
submarine.
Nautilus. It's the Nautilus, Captain Nemo.
There is some kind of water vessel that comes up from underneath the water. And there, you can see someone piloting it. Someone in some kind of like plate armor suit.
Esper's getting ready for that Spelljammer drop from Wizards of the Coast.
And it fires an arcane ballista at Pin Drakestone's kite sail.
And Drakestone. the
Now
guy
wait a
with
second.
Frag stuffed in his ears.
Now if he is trained, he could make a check to replace its AC, I think. If he has that feat or whatever that
He does.
you know what I'm talking about?
I might have to check on that after the session.
Yeah, after the session. If you didn't do it, then
we're
it's
gonna
too
have.
late.
We'll be pausing things here in just like 5-10 minutes because
Oh, shit, yeah, it
I'm
is.
on a
Yeah, it's
I'm on a
almost time.
strict I'm on a strict time
Right.
today.
I didn't even
Just
realize.
enough time to get to a cliffhanger.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
actually, if this hits, this might be a good spot to end it on. Like right as Drakestone
as
gets
he
I'd
hit.
like to. I'd
dies
like to
and
at least get through the round.
Oh, okay.
So it fires out like a ballista bolt that's like crackling with arcane force, and it hits.
It's a lot of dice you got there,
Is there
Esper.
any way that Vapor could counterspell that?
Oh,
It's not a spell, it's a...
I don't think. I don't
If
Indeed,
it's
think
got
it's
it's
arcane
not.
energy, it should be able to, unless it's truly not a spell.
It's not a spell.
Yes, and
I'm
not
not
a spell.
worse than spells.
You also
Okay,
might not
well,
even.
I never heard that check.
You also might not be in rage.
Alright, never heard the check.
Pin Drakestone's kite sail takes a major wound.
Should've got in the mounted combatant.
Yep. I'll check on that after the session. Maybe he does have it. So, and then the thing, this vessel and whoever is controlling it goes back under the water.
Spooky.
Fucking dwarves.
I would say if it's near the surface, you all can still see it. So he goes back down. I don't know.
We can still like see the shadow of it, maybe.
Yeah, I don't. Here, I'm just gonna do a good old DM's roll. Okay, so he goes down about 20 feet and it goes out of sight. All right. You see someone appears for just a moment. Not a dwarf. Somebody appears there, like takes a look out. This is an open landing or viewing area here, right? And takes a look and then goes back behind the full cover.
And we all see that.
But yeah, probably so. Yeah, you guys are all getting close enough now, and the person was like hurrying in like a dash situation, and he like looks out and does a quick scan of what's happening, and then goes back behind cover. So there are hostile forces at the Citadel. It's supposed to have nobody here and be completely abandoned, and there are hostile people
Right.
here. We're going to Aygir.
Okay, so I've just seen Pendrakestone get shot at. I've just seen his kite sail get hit. The submarine thing is now submersed again to a place where I cannot see it at all.
No. Yeah, I imagine if you go in the water, you
Well,
could.
I'm not.
I did my DM's roll, and I got like an average murky turbidity,
Sure.
whatever of the
Sure.
water. So I'm thinking if you go 20 feet down, you're not really visible anymore.
How close can I get to Pendrakestone without dashing?
Okay.
He's done the stupid thing of running so far ahead of everybody else on his fast thing. But how far can I get and still take an action?
There.
And I see some of these hostiles within 300 feet of me.
Not at the moment. You'd have to like fly up here and start looking in this way, or go around. It seems like some of them went back around over here somewhere.
Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna have to dash just to get close to him so that if, like, his kite sail's going down, I can grab him, potentially.
Alright, you speed as fast as you can towards Pendrakestone, and you get to there.
What did I say about isolating yourself?
You said spread out in case of fireballs!
I didn't say that!
I got Rigby and Raynar, 2 knights. Alright, so they're gonna head over this way. Yep. And then stuff. No need to concern yourself. Let me make sure I'm doing this correctly here. There is a sound, an audible sound coming from this sea citadel. It's coming from kind of back where you saw those dwarves running. It's that sound.
Stores are really fast. Like, it's taking us multiple rounds to cross this map, but they already got there and back.
You just saw some run there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
And you don't know what you don't know. So
But I do know what I don't.
keep that in mind. Vapor. There is a situation quickly unfolding. Unfolding is not even the right word. There is a pot of water that is quickly coming to a boil.
Yep, and I'm trying to figure out what vapor would do. Fortunately,
Luckily, lightning spells probably would work just fine on the water-based thing.
yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. Give me a second. Alright, he's going to dash forward, keeping low to the water.
Okay. Straight forward.
Yeah.
All right. There you are. Adriel. You are here.
It should be on the bottom. Yeah, I will also dash forward as well.
Straight ahead.
Yeah, I think this time I'll just
Okay.
go
You could
straight
you could like go above or under the knight here.
ahead. I'll go above.
Above him? Okay, so you gain some elevation. And what about Aygir?
I'll bonus action hide in the air.
Not Aygir.
I was
Walykos.
gonna say, yeah.
What about Walykos? You want to stay close to Adriel?
I mean, I'm just moving this whole turn. I'm going to be moving next turn and then the turn after that probably, so yeah. real exciting turns. Continue.
And that is the cliffhanger that we will be ending on. I'm very excited, and the excitement only is growing. So we will begin next session at the top of the round. Pendrakestone goes first, and he's close enough to land on the platform if he wants. But we'll probably have some things to talk about between now and next session.
Oh yeah.
And you guys don't even have to do this. You could turn around and fly back. So.
See ya, Pen. Sucks to be you.
Well, I mean, everyone, your whole squad.
Yep.
Right.
We could just give up. Be like, you know what? We ain't
If we
about
make
this.
it,
Well, you
problem-
hear a loud sound of something over
Yeah,
there.
a weapon of some sort, no doubt.
Probably.
But I mean, we're kind of damned if we do, damned if we don't. Because if we retreat, we're still going to be taking fire.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
It's better
the
just to
dice
get onto
are
the
already
platform.
cast here. We've spent multiple turns moving towards it. We need to at least, see if we can eliminate the threat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
All right. Thank you guys for playing. This was another great episode, and really
Yeah.
look forward to the next session.
And we all TPK. See you next time.
Hopefully not. All right, everyone. We'll see you next time, and may your adventures be many.
Talk to you guys later.